humble folk and bird folk alike. Welcome to episode 7 of Humblewood. Today we join our brave adventurers after they just completed a very important mission of quelling the bandit threat to Alderheart. In this process, our team actually delivered some diplomacy to Benna, the general of the bandit coalition. And as far as they know, they have received a letter or a written missive from Benna to take back to the Birdfolk Council. They spent their time in the fortress, just waiting for nightfall to end. A strenuous, bit of a stressful night, as some heard footsteps around their door, and set up a blasting hat to defend against certain things. And thankfully, nothing had to come from it. Everyone was safe, and everyone was able to make it through the night. After setting off from the camp, missive in hand, our adventurers make their way back to the Alderheart. In due time, going past, seeing the forest, lush and brave as it was, possibly walking past the old bandit camp that they previously onslaughted, and making it back into the Alderheart. As they make their way up, they see the partially setting up shop and partially scramble of guards, being that they are still slightly undermanned after sending some aid to the other neighboring towns. Going up the tree, they make it to the council, and they have given them word of Benna's reasoning with and the letter to them. They showed a little bit of distrust to begin with, but after reading the letters and consulting with each other and consulting with everyone, they decided it was probably the best course of action to attempt some sort of pact, some sort of agreement, some sort of ceasefire, in order to safely continue their investigations on the fire. As the party came to agreements, they were all each rewarded 1,000 gold pieces for their bravery and their adventuring prowess to help, and were decided to take a few weeks of downtime in order to detox from the adventure. In that time, we meet with Ash. Ash has decided, him and Josh have decided to take themselves, took to buying himself a nice new piece of equipment. If you want to explain your piece.
Alright, over and going, I thought I really need to upgrade my instrument, and I bought a little flute from Enchanted from, I believe, maybe Fang. Or maybe I got it from Eliza. But it'll let me cast a few spells without worrying about wasting any spell slots.
Yeah. So now equipped with his new flute and his companion at side, Ash took to a lot of the neighboring towns and communities from the Alderheart. And as he makes his way through, he wanted to investigate how things have been doing, what has been going on in the time that they've been gone, like what's going on with the fires at the time, and he wants to know why and where so many Mappak have been affected by these fires. As he made his way through investigating, he did find out that a lot of Mappak communities lied outside the outskirts of the Scorched Grove, in the west of the Alderheart's forest. And they were some of the first communities to be wrought with the fires, as they typically tend to live farther away from the Alderheart. This did not only include Mapaks, although they did have a huge population size in these smaller communities spread out throughout this forest. Ash was able to kind of gather a lot of the information and use the remaining of his resources to kind of bring a little bit of aid throughout some of these areas. This is his time throughout this time. If there's anything else you'd like to do and catch up to?
Oh no, that's it. I just also wanted to know if what happened to all the burr folk, if there were any in the villages. And that's really it.
Yes. A lot of the villages, mostly you only see a handful of Gallus that tend to be part of some of these communities. You tend to see some Gallus and some Strigs. You'll end up running into probably all the bird folk races on the ground at some point. Whether they be denizens of the area or they were perch guard that were assigned there. But you do end up running into a number of them. Small number.
Alrighty, that's it for me.
Alright. Then, next up, we can have Himmy.
Hi.
Himmy.
Yes.
As you accept your goal, was there any purchases you'd like to make with the large sum of gold you received? Or are you going to hold on to it a little bit?
She's holding on to it for now.
Okay. So...
But just a point of clarification, was that 1,000 each?
1,000 each.
Yeah.
Oh no, you didn't know? It was 1,000 for everybody, and I just took it all and gave it out.
I'm just adding it to my sheet really quick. She's very happy with that. Okay.
Alright. Yeah.
Yeah, she's not buying anything currently. She'd definitely keep an eye on the markets. Though after her conversation with Eliza, she thinks that things here may be just a little too overpriced for what she's wanting to spend.
Right. Mostly on the magical side of things. You can there's still every general store and general equipment that you can get.
Yeah.
But when it goes to the magical side of things, they're all a little expensive. But she does have all the wares, and uncommons are typically about 500 gold, which is a little... Ash, say you can save about, 50 gold with the sale, so it's 450.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For uncommon items.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, Himmy, you find yourself doing a lot of people watching, throughout the lower of the Alderheart. You also are looking for appropriate vendors to procure your, let's say, jewels and silverware goods.
Yeah.
So that
sell things.
yeah,
that
so
I've
you
come
can
across.
appropriately sell Alderheart's goods back to Alderheart in the safest way possible. So it takes some time, but within the few weeks, as you know the roots of the tree, you are able to get a sale of your procured goods for about equal the price. Haggling and bartering, you're able to make a profit off of the product that you sell. You do a couple of your own personal entrepreneurship as well, and set up a little bit with your tarot reading throughout the tree. If you have any types of reading prepared you'd like to share with us, you can. If not, go ahead.
I mean, it kind of depends on like who I'm reading with, but Himmy would definitely realize that she is in the Alderheart. She's used to doing this in small towns without a lot of local police force like hanging about all the time, and this place is just crawling with authority figures. So she would keep the fortune she read kind of happy. Like a smart, beautiful, loving person will come into your life, things like that, because people tend to not question the fortune telling when it's good news. And so she'll just do that to continue making coin, and also gives her a good chance to get insight into anything that might be going on. She loves to gather information and really kind of be aware of everything that's happening.
Great. How much are you charging per reading?
It depends on what level of the Alderheart I'm going. I'll usually do like 30 to 50 gold if I can size up their pockets. But for really lower down in the Alderheart, it's usually about 10 gold.
Okay. So as you kind of like continue with your people watching your readings, you actually also notice that on the 5th day, Susan, the hedge, makes her way into Alderheart and decides to set up shop inside the Alderheart.
I'm so happy.
Her and her beetle familiar Normal are set up in the trunk market, and she is set up as like a potion seller and fortune teller. So as you kind of devise your little plan, and you've seen her, as you gather the intel, you gather that she sells fortunes for 1 gold a person.
Oh, he's undercutting me.
And do what you want with that. I would say you made about, from your first couple of fortune, how often did you go to the upper part of the tree?
Probably like 3 or 4 times, just kind of like poke out, see if it, if there were any people that day looking particularly, subject to my wiles.
Alright, I would say you'd probably make about 40 gold from your fortune telling until you found out that Susan was there.
I'd love to go talk to Susan.
Yeah.
And like my goal would obviously be to like say hi because I love her so much, and to pet Normal. But I would also ask if she would want to like, if we could work together for a while. And maybe since it's 2 witches for the price of, maybe boost our price. It's a 2 witch special for like 5 gold. And we split the profits.
Yeah, so from your previous encounters with her, she's actually really happy to see you, as she has like a friend, a tie to things, and she's happy that it's not just her and Normal. And eventually she'll end up seeing you guys the rest of the party, as you make your way through the Alderheart. And she'd be happy to join in with you if you want to come in each day and spend a couple hours with her. Yeah, she also still offers potions if you can find the reagents to make them, or you can buy them at the friend's price of like half the cost from her.
What kind of potions does she have?
She's got a small list of potions, from regular healing potions to superior healing potions, and then a few potions that are like first level spell-like potions. So we can go to the specific list for the party.
Healing, resistance, further fall, poison sickness, and slipperiness. From what I have written down.
Yep. Some of those reagents, if you... Yeah.
buy 2 of the highest healing, a potion of Featherfall, and a potion of resistance to fire.
Yeah. I believe that the highest potion should be superior or greater. Don't remember exactly, but
I think it was a greater. I only had a I
I
only
will
worked on the healing potions.
have it right here. So yes, greater healing potions. So that's 44 plus 4. She can sell you 2 of them for. She'll sell to you for 50 gold for the friend's price.
For both of them or each?
For both of them. Actually no, each. So 100 gold.
So
100 gold for
that, and then could we do
and the resistance.
Resistance, yeah.
Yeah. So resistance, potion of resistance.
Potion of fire resistance.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm buying 2 of those too. Susan, you are such a lifesaver.
Let's see. How much does this cost? Brian, help me out with your brain.
What's the rarity?
I don't have a rarity on it.
Is it greater?
No, potion of fire resistance.
That's probably uncommon. 250.
Potion uncommon. 250.
Mm-hmm.
Great. All right, 250 gold. So you want 2 of those?
I want 2 of them.
All right, she'll sell it to you for half the price of the friends list. So 175, 300 gold.
Okay.
For 2. Wait, is that half? No, 125, 250 for both. I'm sorry.
250 for both.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't see a potion of Featherfall in here, so that's fine. Is there how is she doing?
She's okay. She's not branding herself as. She never branded herself as a witch.
No, that's
people...
definitely like a term that I would use.
Yeah.
Though I will say it quietly if people are around.
Yeah. People get like a strange vibe from her because she does kind of have her little cauldron and she mixes her potions in them. And when she actually takes readings from people, she actually takes a drop of their blood. And kind of.
She's legit like that.
Yeah. So she uses a drop of their blood to help read their fortunes. So word gets around that she's a very nice lady, but is the strange one in the trunk market. And some people are a little scared to confront her, probably.
She's doing great. I love her so much.
But she's a little, kind of bubbly, kind of a little oblivious to the talk of the town. And just carries on with her day, and she makes a decent amount. A lot of her potions are bought by the militia and the perch. Darian actually sometimes comes and orders a few, and sometimes comes with some reagents that his men brought to create the potions. As you can kind of make a small trip down into the forest to try and find these reagents. So, pretty good business, pretty things are going on there, and it's not so bad. In the meantime, as you were also finding your way, you were doing a little bit of like soul searching. So you made your way and you found those like magical lane line springs that your party often frequented, and you just kind of sat and kind of just meditated, but you don't really do that too much, so you kind of just sat and just thought about yourself and things and tried to connect to like the rhythm of the world. And you feel a bit at peace while doing this. It's very nice. You have the wilderness around you, and you've got the wind blowing through your hair, as you sit and just breathe. And at night, when you sleep, you tend to dream. And this dream is a vision of a red glow that illuminates a dark space. And flying through the air is a dark feathered owl. And on his left wing are 3 stars and a crescent moon. As he flies over, it snuffs out slowly the glow, and it leaves a starry night in its trail.
So he seems to... This owl figure seems to be working against the fires.
Yes, it
Best as I
seems
can tell?
seems
Okay.
that he is
That's the vibe I'm
he is
picking up in the
bringing
game.
he's kind of ushering in a starry night to illuminate the skies and not illuminate the forest in its unnatural way.
I will definitely bring this up to my wonderful friend Susan. Because I just trust her as a fellow practitioner.
All right.
And
So
see if she says anything about it, if she recognized those symbols, or has seen anything in her wonderful visions.
Item.
sure. Yeah, so as a follower of the rhythm, you haven't studied much about these things, but you're just you feel
Yeah.
you feel the forest. You feel the Humblewood. You haven't been formally taught about anything really. And you've heard
Yeah,
stories
I don't
of
know
things.
symbols and things like that. It's more just...
Yeah, but as you go to Susan and tell her about this, she'll perk up and tell you about how you were visited by Titan. And
Titan.
he is the Night Father. He is one of the major Amaranthine of the forest. He's basically the opposite of Ardea, where Ardea is the sunrise, Titan is the sunset, and the usher-in of the moon and the stars. He typically reigns over a type of afterlife that he only leaves to usher in night. And he helps to maintain the balance of ushering a spirit through death. And
Okay, cool.
he tends to move when that ushering is out of balance.
Oh, Susan, you are such a gem and so smart.
Of course. So.
I'm so gifted to have a friend like you.
Yeah, so I believe that should cover everything you need, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright. Great. So next up we'll find Remy.
Alright, well, as we are leaving the Aldhart Birdfolk Council with all of our new gold, a couple ideas pop into Remy's head, and before all of his friends go off and do their own thing, as we've discussed, Remy is going to say, oh, just wait one moment, I need to take some measurements real quick, and he's going to just take out, I don't know, like a stick maybe, just for being able to see, comparisons. And he's going to kind of mark on the stick everyone's shoulder lengths and back lengths, and is just going to say, "Okay, I am going to. I'll see you in a little bit. I have a lot of things to tinker with, and I'll just see you in a bit." And he kind of just runs off, leaving everybody in his dust. So Remy is going to be apprenticing with Fang, the enchanter. And
Technically, as you approached Fang, you tried to ask him about certain things, and after a little bit of talking and some arrangements, you are kind of the hang around the shop, kind of help hand him tools, tidy up the place, and make deliveries between his place to Eliza's. So
right, as an apprentice would in his first few weeks.
Unpaid internship.
Yes, just trying to learn the ropes as a budding enchanter myself. And on one of those trips between Eliza's and Fang's, Remy is going to, with his new gold, see a very interesting looking cloak in Eliza's shop that is for sale, and is going to take immediate fascination with it, and he's going to purchase it. It is multicolored with a bunch of different patches on it, and he's going to don it and just giddily skip away and back to Fang's shop. He is also he's in the first week, while he's not directly helping Fang, he is going to be working on an idea that he's trying to create some sort of mechanical contraption that sort of looks like a crab, but with like a seat on it. And E.G., if you want to describe how that goes.
Yeah, sure. So, you kind of, on your time, the first week of trying to, be Fang's apprentice, you've had the spark of an idea, I'm small, I'm slow, let's see what happens. It's probably not the thoughts you had, but you tinkered away and you had a thought about, the creatures around, and it's what if I could make something I could potentially ride on into battle and be some sort of different kind of combatant. As you made your way through and you tried to tinker away at this and you tried to make this stuff, you bought a bunch of materials and you put things together, and it just wasn't working. And you were tinkering at it and working at it, and Fang said, he saw that you were working on this thing over time, and he was letting you go, and then he comes over and he says, hold on. You're doing something wrong here.
What do you mean, wrong?
I'm not sure what you're trying to do exactly, but it's just you're breathing life into something that isn't something. There's not something here that you're trying to make. It's hard to explain. It's very second nature to me, so I don't explain these things very well. But maybe someday I can try to help you with this. But I don't think right now you have the capability to create such a project.
Huh. Well, Fang, if you insist, I do have other things that I could be working on, so we'll do that instead. Little discouraged. He's gonna table that, but he starts to work on a new idea. He has seen, as we're higher up, kind of bird folk kind of gliding from branch to branch in the Elder Heart, making their way through the branches, at least higher up. I think I'm pretty sure you said that. And so an idea kind of pops in his head, and he gets to work on it. And he makes something, but I'll describe what he makes later.
Okay. Sure. Okay, so you're good for now.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. All right, Akiko. So, during your downtime, you find yourself looking to almost like campaign for and kind of gather everyone's like thoughts and opinions and like what they want and what they need from like the Birdfolk Council and what they're trying to accomplish as a whole now that things are starting to slow down in the area of the Elder Heart. At the same time as things are starting to slow down, things are starting to ramp up as well. Sales of things are quickly coming and going. The supply and demand is ramping up as more and more people are entering the Elder Heart. And space is limited, and all their concerns are starting to funnel as you make your way through multiple sections of the Elder Heart to talk with people. On your couple of ventures through, and as everyone besides Ash, since Ash currently is out adventuring, who you may actually stumble upon this through some of your adventures, see that there is a new militia that is starting to gather throughout the Elder Heart. And that militia is called the Wildwood Brigade. You start seeing that the Wildwood Brigade is being fashioned of the former bandit coalition that was under Benna's control. Throughout the Elder Heart, you'll see more and more of these humble folk in their brigade garb, and they're out patrolling, they're out in the front lines helping, gathering, and actually going towards the Scorched Grove with a group called the Tenders, who are a more of a peaceful but hardy adventurous group. Typically more nature type groups end up going out to try and assess the current situation of a lot of the area, including going through the Scorched Grove with some of the brigade at their side. Slowly but surely they start to gather a little more information, and they start to spread a little further. Ash, you actually do end up meeting some of these brigades and finding out about how the bandit coalition is no longer working as a single entity, and they're kind of melding into the Elder Heart to become one. And as the week and 2 weeks go on, Akiko, as you kind of talk through with Darian a few times, you will find out that next to the garrison is going to be a news station where you can actually find Benna. She has taken up the post as like the leader of the brigade, and she is now trying to work with the Elder Heart. This is about the second week she comes into this play. Akiko, you'll also meet 2 new figures as you have been campaigning and making waves through people and trying to gather everyone in. You'll meet ahead of time 2 colorful birdfolk figures, Trevor and Havel. Trevor is a small but excitable, colorful Luma, while Havel is a tall, confident, well-adorned. Both of them are well-adorned, but Havel even more. Gallus. and you'll see that they are a leader of the tenders, and they kind of oversee their movements and activities. So you'll end up talking with them a bit. They'll be thanking you as the group that helped save the Elderheart, and they'll want to shortly meet with everyone later on, when towards the end everyone gets an important missive. Before we go on that, is there any extra things you would like to do with your downtime?
Remind me the wand staff that Eliza had. How much was she selling that for?
The wand. I believe she was going to sell it to you guys for 1,000 gold.
I think it was like 1,300, 1,700.
Sounds about right.
One of those two.
1,250. Let's put it at 1,250 gold.
Okay.
Let me see what else.
So I will hold off on that then. But I was curious to see if she had come into possession of any other wands or staffs in her trades, particularly like a wand that produces magic missile.
Yeah, so currently most of the uncommon items are in stock at Eliza's shop. They've been able to, circulate the trade and produce these and find these as lost artifacts, or just trade between the avium and things that elsewhere that will produce these kind of things.
Excellent. In that case, I would like to purchase a wand from her, and we were saying the cost of an uncommon was 450.
Should be 450.
So I
with
will
the
purchase
friends and family benefits. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
So you can buy yourself a wand of magic missiles.
Yes. And I believe that is the only other thing I was looking to do during the downtime. Other than that, I am eager to get back to follow up on this missive we've received.
Yeah. So you have received a missive, and Remy will probably deal with your experiment after everyone gets together, as you all have got together, and Ash was given a message through the Wildwood Brigade to return to the Elderheart, as information was going back and forth that they spotted you exploring the grove. And as the rest of you were just littered throughout the Elderheart, throughout your weeks of downtime, have received a missive to come to an important meeting the next day. You all make it back, you all group, and you find yourselves outside of the Birdfolk Council's den. And let's just bring you guys, just to remind everyone, we'll bring you guys back to this screen. Alright, so the party, everyone finds ourselves back into the Elderheart, all together for the first time. If you guys like to say anything again.
I was just, after speaking with Susan about those visions, I was just going to use some of the money I got from selling the urns and silverware and all of that stuff to go buy some items. I posted them on the...
Sure.
Just 2 common and 1 uncommon.
Hello, friends.
Yeah, perfect. You should definitely be able to acquire those.
Sweet.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, and as you guys meet back in the council plaza, you do notice that there is the Wildwood Brigade garrison next to the Birdfolk Guard, Perch Guard garrison. So.
How y'all been? It's been so long. I haven't been around here, but
Where have you been off to, my dear?
I mean, I just had a honeymoon. But no, for reals, I was just going around seeing what's been happening with all these map packs that have been so affected by all these fires, and was trying to figure out what's been going on and get more word from the people that were affected to see how the Avatar has been reacting to all the fires. Because over here, all we know is what they tell us. We don't really know
What
much.
is the word out there?
The word out there is I mean, I'll need some time to actually write it down and go through all the testimonies. So
Of
while we
course.
go around, I'll be able to actually give y'all a little bit more information. But it's not looking good, y'all. It's not.
I am sure. I had a vision uh, while you were gone. And
Were you licking some frogs?
No, no. I went out. Do you remember those crystal pools we passed by in the forest?
Oh, right. The pure heart ones.
Yes. Well, I don't know about my heart's purity. I do know that I went out to try and connect with the rhythm of the forest, of the wood. And I believe that somehow the gods are involved in all of this.
I mean, I can see that, but which one do y'all see? From
I
what
got
I
a vision of the Night Father
oh,
soaring across the sky and putting out the fires.
oh, that's great. I thought it was a Cran. I mean, he doesn't really care about much stuff.
I see, and I do not. I connect with the rhythm of the wood. I have never spent much time studying these gods, these constructs. So I did not know much about them before. But do you remember Susan? She set up a shop here, and I talked with her about it.
Oh my God, right. Oh, but she just came over here, and then we have Eliza and Susan. Maybe have they met each other? Maybe
I don't think they have. Susan's been busy setting up her shop. We've been reading fortunes and getting to know the people. She brought Normal with her.
Oh.
But I spoke to her about my vision, and she told me that was possibly the Night Father.
Well, I can see what he'll be worried about all this. He does usher in the dead, and there's been a lot of that.
Yes, and probably not if the gods are involved and they are, rolling the dice of the common folk. I'm sure there are lots of deaths that should not be happening.
I'm wondering though, what would the Burple be like if they noticed that their god, I mean our god, have been reaching out to you instead of another Burple?
I don't know that it was reaching out. I mean, it's the rhythm of the wood. The wood knows what is happening.
All right, 100%.
I personally believe that it is the wood giving me this vision. I have no personal connection with these gods of peoples. I don't think that they would be reaching out to me. Simple Hemi.
I mean, you might be simple Hemi, but your magic is quite related to the Night Father. I mean, you do channel night powers and darkness, so I can see why he would go after you.
I get that from the forest. I reach down into the woods and the roots, and I feel the rhythms, and I move with them.
Oh no, I really get that. I'm saying is that there might be a reason why when y'all saw vision, it was about night and skies. It might be Night Father, not like woods and like little crickets.
What a diminishing way to look at it. But I understand what you are saying.
All right, what about you, Remy?
Oh, Remy, you actually see kind of lagging behind a bit, and kind of starting to catch up with you guys. Hello, everyone! Oh, he's just kind of bursting with excitement. It's so great to see everyone again! I've been a little lonely, and you can see that he's dragging behind him, 3 backpacks, it looks like. And he kind of is pulling them, and they look a little heavy. He's kind of exerting some energy. And he said, I made something for everyone.
You have
This
gifts for us.
Yes, I had to kind of make them a little not haphazardly, but it took me a little while. It took me a long time to figure out how to do this for you, Ash, but I eventually figured it out. And he presents it to you, and this backpack actually is more of a Bjorn, and it goes across your chest instead of your back. And it kind of straps in. This one's for you, Hemi, and it has, it's actually more kind of like auburn colored instead of traditional brown leather.
It is
And
beautiful.
thank you. And Akiko, this one is for you, and it's purple for royalty. And you can see Remy is wearing kind of like a darker one, and you also see that he's, and there's also like patches and stuff on the backpack that he's probably has like sewn into it himself just to be kind of a little weird about it. But he's also wearing this kind of discolored and patchy robe now, and it's kind of obscuring most of his features. But he says, okay, so everyone, wear your backpacks, your packs, and I've made these especially for us. I've noticed that if we ever need to traverse from one area to the other quickly, and we are high up, these may help. And he kind of steps back a little bit, and he pulls on a leather thong that is attached to the strap, and a pair of mechanical wooden with metal fitting wings with leather pop out of the backpack and kind of stretch out, and he goes, ta-da! we have wings!
Yibby's gonna try this out on her own and see if it works the same.
Yes,
Yeah,
I am
so-
immediately going to try that.
So, whoever
Remy, your cleverness knows no bounds.
So whoever pops it out, you feel the wings kind of expand, and then you also hear from the bag, ta-da! Because it's minorly enchanted to say ta-da whenever you open it.
I'm not the stealthiest, but I love it so much, Remy. This is so clever.
Rip all of your stealth missions that require gliding.
Oh, it's okay. You just pull that when you're not close yet.
Yeah. So, if you go into D&D Beyond, I've homebrewed an item, and you can look up Remy's Mystical Glider.
I love it.
I think we'll work on the mechanics if
Yeah.
something seems a little off or whatever, but it looks like for now we'll run with what's being made and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it essentially just gives a gliding speed of 30 feet. That's all it does.
It's basically also
This will
the
come in
racial.
useful if your little growing hut ever gets burnt up in the middle of sleeping.
Yes. I need to work out the fire resistance. That might be something I have to figure out. But
I have no doubt that you will figure it out. You are so clever.
Thank you. We'll see. So, did you receive this? What exactly did we receive for the missive? Was it just like a note or a summons?
It was a summons, basically saying please come for a meeting with the council.
Does anyone else know what we're being summoned for?
I do not know.
Would I have any idea, given that I've been...
So, Akiko, as you've been making your way through, you have been getting updates from the tenders and the other forms of authority that have been going through the wood. of how the fires recently have been getting just increasingly dangerous, and how they've actually been losing more and more people in the Scorched Grove. So you can relay this to the party and probably say this is going to be tied to the higher activity of things. And
yes, I've been working closely with the council and the hearing from the new militia that has been formed from the former bandits. It seems that there's something happening at the Scorched Grove. The reports just keep getting worse and worse. I'm sure that this has something to do with that. I'm not exactly sure yet. I didn't hear anything today yet, but surely we'll find out some more as we head that way.
Well, I suppose we should get a move on then. I would rather not be in the bad graces of the council anytime soon, especially after all the hard work we've put into making this alliance. And, if we can do more for helping the victims of the forest fires, then I would certainly like to.
You'll be happy to hear as well that that Benna has come. She's here in the Elderheart now, and she's heading up the new militia, the Wildwood Brigade.
Oh, I wonder how that's going. We might want to check it.
Seems to be going quite well. They even have a headquarters right next to the
Birdfolk garrison.
That. we can stop in on our way up.
All right.
We should.
So as you guys have been walking and talking through the council plaza, you get to the front and you see that Trevor and Hobble are walking into the council area. As you all walk up, the guards look to you. It's like, you've came. This is good news. If you please, step in. And they guide you into the plaza. When you walk in, you see the 5 Birdfolk Council sitting on their pedestals. You see those two, the Luma and Gallus, Trevor and Hobble, standing off to the side. And a group of other individuals. You do see Darian, and you see Benna sitting off to the side as well. As you come in, Bitta looks to you all. She says, thank you all for being here. So,
good day to you.
Good day to you.
This is the bird lady, right?
Yeah, she's the Luma.
Okay.
So,
The incompetent one.
So, she looks to you all. Calm, but tired looking. And she says, from our recent reports, things are not looking too well. It seems that with the increased activity through the wood, we are finding more and more activity from the Scorched Grove, and they're spreading. Unfortunately, we have been losing more and more individuals. But it is not in vain. We have gathered certain information that is very useful, as I would like to invite Trevor to speak. Trevor walks up. He kind of shrinks a little bit, but he walks to the front and good day to you all. Good day. I am Trevor. I'm one of the leaders of the tenders, and
Give
we
him a little wave.
must talk about an issue in the Scorched Grove. As many fatal encounters have been made, there has been a creature spreading the grove. A very, very large creature that is burrowing through the ground and causing fires to erupt from the ground as it makes its way through the area. And
Does this creature, does it look like a snake?
I would believe so, yes. As it
Alright.
stands now, this creature has taken so many. And it is just one of the many that might be roaming the Scorched Grove, spreading these fires. Our militia and our guard cannot stand up to it, as that is why we have asked you all. Would you be able to attempt to take care of this creature?
Yes,
Amy
it
will step
can.
up and say yes.
Bird.
Then she's gonna just kind of glance back at the rest of the guys and be like, okay.
By ourselves.
I will rise to this challenge.
I mean,
Yes, I'll do what we can. I'll do what I can.
He's just gonna look at Hemi with absolute surprise, like, what?
Bryan, do you remember we were sitting here and we were just worried about this snake? I mean, might as well take care of it. It almost seems like fate, right?
Sure. Yeah. We can totally take care of it. Yes. Sure. Let's do it. It'll be fun.
Yeah, just think about it. Maybe we can make some like armor out of the snake hide. Or maybe like take his blood and make some potions.
Is it a burning snake? Like a snake that's just on fire? Or is it a
Is it
snake
a
made
fire
of fire?
snake or a fire snake? This is like the mountain lions all over again.
It's just
Yo,
hard
this
to
snake is
conceptualize
fire.
the
Or a
picture of
fire
these
snake.
things.
Oh boy.
Which one is it, Trevor? Just so we know.
Like a
Yes,
snake
Trevor, if
fire.
you could explain to us, is it a fiery snake or a fire snake?
or fire that makes fire. Snake.
Just really, if you could explain to us, Trevor. Remy seems to, despite his wonderfully clever brain, he does seem to get confused with creatures
They are not my specialty.
and naming standards.
I do not believe I understand.
It's okay, neither does he. But yes, we will rise to the challenge. We will strike out and rid the wood of these fires so that the burning will end.
If there's any additional information we can get before we head out, I'm sure that there's been some reports that we might be able to get our hands on before we risk our lives for this endeavor.
As of
Or at least where
far-
was the last sighted?
Benna's gonna kind of take a few steps up and she's gonna say, well, from the reports of my men, it seems as though this creature burrows underground. And it is very difficult to really ascertain the potential of the creature, as it is able to take people and whisk them away. All All I can tell you is just be on your guard and keep an eye on the ground.
I mean, alright. Worst case scenario, I can also, like, burrow. Not good at it.
If you can, that would be an interesting sight.
I mean, I've wrangled with snakes before. I mean, usually they're only a few inches long, not like this huge one. But I can experience translates.
She gives a little. All right, you seem like you're the correct group for the job.
A few inches, is that like 4 or 5? So...
I mean, I had never tells.
With the time being, there will be a small number of my men scattered around those parts of the forest. They will possibly be able to give you some sort of backup in case you need it, but they will be firmly stationed in the forest and not in the Scorched Grove. So if push comes to shove, if you can make it out of there, you can possibly gain some allies out in the wood. Alright. She looks to Trevor. Gives a nod. So I think that will suffice. Looks over to Beta. And Beta will look to the rest of the council. And is there any qualms with this? Nothing. So, adventurers, anything you would like to say? Add?
I mean, can we get what Berta said earlier? Because I didn't really get it. I don't think anybody else did either.
I had to switch my headset, so I was deaf for a few seconds.
You mean like right now?
The people, you said that there might be some ones out there that we could gain allies with.
What Benna said?
Yeah.
So she said that she has
No, Britta.
Britta?
Pretty sure.
Beta?
Yeah.
When?
Yeah.
Just
I don't think
now
Beta
or
said anything
before?
useful.
Before, like, any council members, any qualms?
Yeah, no, and then they all just kind of shook their head.
Yeah, there was.
And then they turned to you and then said, is there anything you would like to say? Is there anything you would like to add?
No, I didn't catch what Benna said. Like about the whole
You didn't
allies
catch
in
what
the woods thing.
Benna said.
Right.
Right. I didn't understand coming out of where we would find
She said
allies?
if you enter the wood, leaving the Scorched Grove, you can find allies in the wood. So there's like a foresty area outside of the Scorched Grove, and there are humble folk, the brigade stationed throughout that forest.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, I don't know who she's talking about.
No. Okay.
I thought you meant there were, like, allies we can talk to in the Scorched Grove, so thank you for that.
No.
Yeah.
So far, it's currently they pulled many out of the Scorched Grove because they're losing people.
Alright. Alright, I mean, I don't have any questions. What about y'all?
How go the protection efforts and possible rebuilding in Winnowing Reach and where did we come from?
Meadowfin?
Meadowfin.
Currently, there's been an increase in guard, an increase in trade, as we have currently had a ceasefire with most of the bandit coalition. We have not had to worry about ambushing caravans anymore. As it goes, we have had free trade and free support throughout the wood. And and the efforts have been heavily increased since then. We have been able to keep individuals within their towns safe for the time being, as some smaller elemental creatures find their way outside of the Scorched Grove. They are taken care of as much as they can with our militia. But we fear that if this larger entity spreads too far, we will not be able to control it with the militia we have now. Which is why you come into play.
Right. Binna, should we be worried? Apologies. One of our associates made mention of a scavenger king. Is he someone that we should be worried about right now, or should we keep an eye out for this person as we travel?
For the time being, I don't think Skull will be an issue. He hasn't reared his ugly head in quite some time. But I do not know where he resides.
Okay.
I would keep an eye out, but he hasn't appeared in quite some time.
Well, nasty things do have a tendency to rear their head when you're least expecting. So we will keep an eye out.
They do. As she kind of like grabs at her shoulder, and you kind of notice like a nice scar that runs down from like the bottom of her jaw into her armor.
Nice. Well, fellow adventurers, shall we get on the way?
Yes,
Yes.
quite.
Alright. You guys can turn and leave.
Let's get her done.
Get her done! Alright. So, you guys leave and you guys start. Do you want to set off on your journey to the Scorched Grove now, or do you want to prepare anything?
I think I'm mostly prepared.
I believe you all are probably pretty
Yeah.
prepared.
I'm
Alright,
gonna go.
if that's the case.
Would it be a good time for a break though before we head out?
Yes. Before the break, Trevor's gonna stumble out. You'll hear his light footsteps. And he'll call out, excuse me. Would it be against anything if I were to come with you?
Is this the one that said his friend was Oddwald?
No. These are two new individuals. They're like the higher ups of the tenders.
Okay.
What do we know of the tenders? They're not a militia, are they?
No, they're like an information gathering group, kind of. They've been out having a rough time trying to assess, and they've been kind of grouped up with some individuals like the brigade and the militia, but they've been losing men and they've been having generally rough times going through a lot of this stuff.
I do not
you
have a problem if you wish to accompany us. That is fine with me.
You said his name was Trevor,
Yes.
and this is a birdfolk?
This is Aluma.
Trevor, I wouldn't be opposed to you joining us. I just want to make sure you're aware of the danger, and we might not be able to protect you if this snake is as dangerous as they say.
I'm aware of the dangers firsthand,
Very well.
but this is something I must do, if you will allow me to join.
We're happy to have you along.
If it helps, I can help lead you directly to where the incursion happened.
Oh, that would be favorable, yes. Are you, you're not afraid of heights, are you?
I don't believe so.
And what is a luma? Is it a bird
It's a
folk?
bird.
It's like a pigeon.
Oh,
Bird folk. Yeah. Trying to sell your glider to a bird folk.
No, I'm just gonna see, if he's okay with us jumping off the off the Elder Heart.
You guys are gonna jump off the Alderheart with your
And glide.
and glide your way like a mile down.
That's
I'm
my
about it.
plan.
I mean, better than spending a few hours getting back down to the bottom, right? Right?
I mean, it's gonna take you a while to glide down too.
Yeah,
I'll
but
give
at least we
mine-
can
Cover.
glide and go.
Here's the question too: how did you outfit Ashes?
Right. So, it's like what I have it as right now, and this could just be like a flavor thing, but it's something that it's sturdy enough that he could probably hold on to it, but also that would probably require a strength check maybe, which is not great. So what I had is I just had it. I had it as a normal pack that fitted around his arms, and in my mind, what I was thinking was it would spring open and he would fly upside down, like backwards. But also,
I mean-
like,
Do you make one for Josh?
no, I didn't make one for Josh.
Is Josh coming with us to fight the giant snake thing?
Is he?
Josh? Would you like to come join us?
Is Josh with us right now?
He's been next to Ash's side the whole time.
Oh no! Huge oversight.
Better that he's at his side.
Kind of looks at it. He says, I'm all for a venture, but I don't know, this might be above my pay grade, as the saying goes.
What do you mean? I mean, this is how you get better, right? Fight some animals that are really powerful. You get out of it, get the thrill and get out of it being even better than you were before.
I guess that makes sense. I just
Think about it overdone. It's not out of your pay grade. I have full trust in you.
I just don't know if I can benefit from the same experience like you guys do.
I'm sure you will. And if not, like, we can do something about that. E.g.
We can just make the DM roll you a character sheet.
We'll just
Well,
insert a fifth player.
I think I could try a little bit. I don't know how useful I'm gonna be, but maybe I can keep an eye on this guy. He looks a little frail in the feather bones, you know.
All right. Insight check. Does he think he's cute? Does he mean like wants to check his ass as he walks?
Are you jealousy checking your?
I'm not jealousy checking. I'm just trying to see if maybe I should try to find somebody else and then just have these two be together.
I don't think he's gonna be interested in a bird folk, is he?
All right, roll your insight check.
Natural one.
The seeds of jealousy flows through you as you
Bye, die.
kind of look at Josh and you're like, what the hell is he talking about? Bird folk? And you kind of just, you're getting second thoughts about his intentions. So he kind of whispers over to you. He's like, looks like the bugger might, fall over with the flick of the beak,
Oh, yeah, all right. I've had that problem before with them. With them. You just make sure to look over at them.
All right, I guess I can
And
come.
I'll give him the parachute that the glider that Remy gave me.
All right,
Since we're gonna be gliding down.
That one isn't fitted for Josh.
I'll take. I think I'm gonna take the pulley.
Okay.
I don't think I'm jumping off the Alderheart anytime soon.
All right, if you don't want this, I mean, I can also give you some flight ability if you want. I can cast fly, by the way.
This is above my pay grade.
Come on, it'll be fun. Haven't you ever wanted to fly? You see all these bird folk flying about, and you always like, maybe someday.
Maybe flying ain't a humble folk thing. It's rather strange. So, and why don't we go to break? And when we come back, we'll make our way through going through some. Alrighty then, welcome back, ladies and germs. We are here with the continuation of Humblewood. So, our party. Are you guys actually jumping off of the Alderheart?
I am.
I would like to.
I've got my token of Featherfall, so yeah.
Okay, so the Alderheart is a few miles up. I don't know how to calculate falling from it.
So, but my falling would just be, I just, fall and take no damage.
Okay, I understand, but... Okay, so everyone that's ready to jump off the Alderheart...
You descend 5 feet per round.
Is there a cap for how long it takes? Is it like a 1 minute spell?
Not a spell, isn't it?
It's not a spell.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're talking about the glider.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we move 30 feet out for every 5 feet down. That's the stat block I'm taking from Curse of Strahd, by the way. That's
the glider.
That's an official stat block that I found.
Okay, so you're effectively gonna split the party because Josh is not jumping.
Oh, then I would just walk with Josh instead.
Okay, so you'll walk with Josh.
Just leave Josh at home.
And Trevor is not gonna jump because he doesn't need to. Birdfolk can't fly.
He can glide though.
But he doesn't need to. They use it to go from perch to perch. That's about 30-foot distance, not glide for a mile.
Right, but can you imagine how quickly do we get to our destination?
Maybe. Have you worked out the landing?
No. But it would only act as like a 5-foot drop. Unless you hit something.
We're gonna fly for a mile and then just hit a tree, and then just hit the ground.
I have encounters planned, okay? You can't just glide past them.
Well, you're not gonna glide past them. It's just...
I think you might be thinking about this a little bit too much, EG. Just let it happen. Roll with it.
Alright. Everyone who's gonna be jumping and gliding, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
If we're gonna be splitting the party, I don't want to split the party, especially if we're gonna be gliding first.
Let's just say everyone will glide. And Ash, what are you doing?
I will glide and I will just cast fly on Josh.
Not the other way around?
Yeah.
Alright.
He said no to the parachute. Sorry, the glider.
Well, just because he didn't want to glide. But, alright. So if you... But it'll be either way. If you all are gonna jump and glide, it can be either way you want.
You're right. Alright. By the way, mine's a...
I have a perfectly average wisdom saving throw.
I rolled 15 on my strength check to hold on.
Oh, you're actually holding on. Alright.
Alright.
Okay, so you cast fly on Josh, and Josh is flying. You hold on, and you go. Trevor walks off and glides. The rest of you pull the flap. Ta-da! Glide. Everyone that's below a 15 is frightened for the next 8 hours because you just jumped off a tree that's miles up in the air, and all you see beneath you is just treetops. You can't even see the actual ground.
Okay, Himmy, when she lands, she's just gonna on all fours in the dirt and just kind of sink her fingers into the ground and like breathe for a second, and then she'll look up at Remy and be like, "Very clever, my dear, but I was a little, it was a little much to start with maybe the other heart, and I don't know what I was thinking. I was caught up in the moment. Everyone was jumping. Himmy has made the mistake and will only use your clever device in emergency from now on." And she's just gonna sit there and like lay down on the dirt for a minute.
What are y'all on about? I loved it. I can feel the rush of the wind under me. It was great.
Himmy likes the ground.
What was your saving throw?
I rolled a 17.
Okay. Alright, so Ash is the only one not frightened. Wait, let's roll for...
I'm just like, oh,
yeah.
Oh, maybe it wasn't not the best idea.
Josh is sobbing.
We didn't die.
Josh is like holding back as many tears as he could, but he wants to vomit.
Wouldn't I have, like, advantage, say, because, the whole storm sorcerer...
I would say no. I would say, if anything, you would have disadvantage. So...
Disadvantage?
Yeah, because...
You know the true dangers.
Oh, but I'm used to this random flying, swinging around in the air. And I have feather fall, so,
You know what did you get?
An 11.
Alright, you're not frightened. Your DC was lowered.
Okay.
I'll go over to you and say, "Oh, babe, I'm so sorry. Oh, I shouldn't have done this for you. Next time I'll hear you and make sure not to make you do things you already said you didn't want to."
So what are we frightened of right now?
You're generally frightened of jumping.
It was a horrifying experience.
It was, yeah.
Got some...
It was one of those things where like you're having trouble walking because your knees are shaking and like you're light of breath, and like you're just in a panic state. But Trevor is just kind of sitting there with his feathery arms crossed, just like, are you all okay?
I am able to continue on, but I don't know if I'm going to be okay for the rest of today. Maybe give or take 8 hours.
Oh, Trevor, this isn't a normal experience for normal humble folk.
Next time we should just take the system in the Alderheart. This is a serious matter, of course.
I understand, Trevor. That would have been the wiser thing to do. And she's just gonna sit there and like, but sometimes there's moments and you get caught up in them. Everyone's jumping off a cliff. You jump off a cliff too. It's a whole thing. Himmy will not be doing something like that anytime again in the future. Himmy likes the earth and the dirt and the ground firmly beneath her feet.
We're just trying to save some time.
Well, then let's get going then. I think it is time.
Of course.
Yeah. And what a nice start to the adventure, y'all. We're just
Wonderful start.
Alright, we keep walking.
Yeah, it should take about a day and a half to get to the Scorched Grove from here on out. So let us continue, and he'll lead the way. He'll show you guys the way. So if you guys want to make any subsequent checks on your own based on what you're doing, what do we got?
just writing down. I had to do it. Forgot to do it earlier.
Gotcha. Yeah, so as you make your journey, if anyone wants to make some subsequent checks or do anything else, you want to talk to anything, you want to do anything.
I'll keep an eye out for anything coming at us, like always.
I'll probably just be watching the road and the stepping carefully.
Sure.
Remy is going to pull out the jug and just say, "Wine! Lots of it!" and uncork it.
Oh, I don't know why that rolled twice. Sorry. As he does that, Himmy will be like, "My dear, would you mind a sip or two for Himmy?"
Or a jug.
And she's just gonna shakily, trying to really collect it and take a few drinks. Thank you, dear.
You don't have to be reserved. We have... That's a
What is it,
gallon
10?
of it.
Oh, a gallon.
I would rather not be stumbling as we walked out. Just a little to take the edge off from that fall of ours.
Josh, would you like some?
Yeah, I'll take some.
Alright. Here you go.
Sipping from the jug.
I'm gonna have to figure out some safety measures. Perhaps blinders. Blinders might be the best.
I don't think not being able to see while doing all that is a really good idea.
My dear, I love your clever brain and all of its clever workings, but I think that would add to the fear of dropping and not seeing the ground at all, like it doesn't exist and will be falling forever. I would prefer maybe we just only glide if absolutely necessary from now on.
I mean, I don't think we're horse folk or cow folk. I think blinders work for them, not us.
So as you guys are walking and talking,
More of a beast of burden type of thing.
Guys,
so as you guys are walking and talking, Ash, you notice off the distance, as you've been traveling for quite a bit of time now, you come across this flaming, feathery creature walking very slowly around some bushes.
Do I know what this is? I have read about fire creatures.
Roll me a... So...
And Himmy's already frightened, so she's just gonna start losing control of her, trying to keep collected, and she's gonna start visibly shaking.
You can roll me an actual wisdom saving throw for this. As a imposing fire is about 60 feet from you.
Hemi, we have advantage. Thanks, Cole.
So if you'd
Roll the
like,
same
you
thing
can
both
roll
times.
you can roll an Arcana check. Are you proficient in Arcana?
I am, and I should have advantage because of the book, no?
Yes. Roll an Arcana check.
Ooh, I don't think that'll be better. Not see.
Do you want to switch to the map?
Yeah, I just did.
Yeah. Oh, sweet.
So 19.
Aye.
And roll me an insight check. So with the 19, you can tell that this is a form of some sort of elemental creature that has become alive and aware once the activation of the Scorched Grove. The activity has increased in the Scorched Grove. And Trevor will kind of nudge you as you're the one who's at the forefront noticing this and say that is a kindled spirit of someone who died in the Scorched Grove.
So there's been reports of something like this already?
Very few reports. This is a bit of a rare occurrence.
So Trevor said that this is someone that's died through flame in the fire?
Yeah. It's a Corvum. And it's with your wisdom check and your perception, you see that it's grabbing at some bushes, and every time it picks a flower, it burns up. As he's not lighting everything around him, he's warming and singeing the things near him, but when he interacts closely to it, it burns up. Every time it grabs a flower and burns it up, it holds its face in remorsefulness.
Does Himi recognize it?
You don't recognize it.
Thank God.
She's
gonna freak out and start crying anyways.
It's a bit
That like initial sight.
Yeah, it's a bit indistinguishable. But it just keeps trying to take this flower from this bush, and it just keeps burning up.
I'd like to take one of the flowers and see if I can maybe give it to him without it burning. See what I can do. Or is there a reason why he's picking the flowers? Is it just because he wants to?
Yeah, do you wanna try and figure out what's going on here? What are you trying to do? You're trying to see why he's picking some flowers?
Yeah, that doesn't sound too nice.
Alright.
I mean, there must be a reason.
Yeah,
Usually he's crying.
If you want to get closer, you can do like an investigation check.
Alright, I'll walk a little bit closer.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll stay over here. You too, Hemi. You notice. I know this is hard for you.
As you get close, you start to feel the immense heat, and you end up taking like 7 points of fire damage. As the scorching, it's not igniting, but the heat is just imposing. So.
I was 15 in my investigation. I look around, walking a little bit closer, looking at the bush.
All right. So as you walk past, you're kind of steadily making your way around it, and he doesn't really mind your presence, but he's just too engulfed with this task he's trying to complete. And he just keeps trying to pick at a flower and burning it up, and he's just remorseful. As you...
So I was just gonna attempt to call out to him. Just say, hey there.
He doesn't react. As Ash walks his way around, you see a little farther off the side of the bush, you kind of make your way around him, and now you end up taking 10 points of fire damage. You kind of walk out of his vicinity a little bit, and you notice similar bushes with the same bluebell flower that the elemental is trying to pluck. And between both of these bushes is a wooden carved gravestone. And placed at the foot of the gravestone is a pile of these bluebell flowers, but dead and withered.
Okay, Himi's just been standing there, like, frozen, crying, and she's gonna go over and just start, like shakily picking the bluebells and trying to put them on the grave.
You don't know
sobbing.
this.
Oh, okay.
You would
I
have
don't
to.
know this?
Yeah, you're about 60 feet
Okay, well, then
away.
she's just standing there staring at this thing, just frozen and
Yeah.
crying.
The only one with this info is Ash. He's the only one that walked up.
Okay.
Trevor's staying far behind.
I'll take some of the bluebells and put them on top of the grave, and making sure that the Kindle spur can see.
Yeah. As you walk closer to gather some of these bluebells, as they're diminishing with each one he plucks, you'll take another 2 points of fire damage as you enter in his vicinity, and you're just overwhelmed with the heat. You grab a number of them. Take a handful of them. And as you take this, he sees this, and he shifts his gaze towards you. You see the deep, white, fiery eyes. As you walk your way over to the grave, he follows your movements. You dust away the dead bluebell flowers and place the new ones. As he does, he turns and the one in his hand burns up as he kind of lets go, and he looks to the grave and he clasps his hands together and bows his head.
Your Virgil is over.
The fire quells itself and goes down and seeps down into a core and extinguishes. As the trees around the previous Corvum spirit are singed and warm, but not burning. As the bush is scarred and in the process of withering from the heat.
I'll go over to Hemi. It's over.
She's just gonna sink to her knees and just like let out actual sobs and stop trying to hold it in.
It's gone. But if anything, we're here. We won't let you be burned again.
She'll stand up and kind of like, thank you, Ash. We need to stop the fires. And she's gonna try and just like collect herself.
I'm not afraid of fires. It's in the name.
Trevor will just kind of give a little thing and say, seems these spirits must have a hard time moving on.
There's a lot to let go of.
Especially them that have been thrown off the rhythm, at least going to another part of the rhythm without warning.
Many of these spirits can't let go. But I guess that's what we're here to do. Correct the wrong.
Quite.
We must help usher them forward.
And restore the great rhythm.
Kind of feel the wind blow through you as you stand there just looking upon the black scorched ground it stood on, and the ripped up bush and the still peaceful gravestone.
We should keep an eye out for any more kindled spirits. They might be starting some of the fires without meaning to.
Yes, of course. We will keep a watchful eye.
And y'all good to go? Emmy? Remy?
I am good to go.
I know, Akiko, you were fine. We're like bros. We weren't scared. We didn't know. We were fine with flying. But if it's like that, then we should probably keep move on, do what we can. We don't really want any more of these spirits to be popping up, and I'm sure that Snake is actually causing him more of them.
You're right.
Yeah.
We
Yes,
wouldn't.
let us be on our way. The quicker we are, the less we'll learn.
I'm sure we've all seen death once. We won't have to want to witness it again. And you guys will continue on. If you'd like the rest of this adventure's day is uneventful, if you'd like to set up camp, do whatever watches you may need to do. It's very simple. Do you guys want to set up watches? Or
We're gonna do the 2-2.
Yep. Oh, Remy, Kiko. New style for setting up watch. For style's sake, we're gonna do groups of 2, 4 hours each. So only just 8 hours of watch, 2 groups. So.
Okay.
Sure. I'll take first watch. I'm feeling a little better now. Hopefully, you guys are all okay with a little bit of heights. As he takes off the nest charm and puts it on the ground.
Has it been 8 hours?
Yeah, you guys are pretty
Okay.
good now.
Is this okay? Are we all comfortable with doing? Hemi, are you comfortable with doing this?
Yes, I mean, I'm a little, once bitten, twice shy, but at least it is not miles in the sky.
Yeah. True. Okay. Sprout and the tree nest will sprout from the amulet and provide us some safety for 8 hours.
Do we have anyone wanting to take first watch? Should we split it up as we grow closer to the fires? Maybe 2 of us at a time, keeping watch?
I think
sure.
that would be nice. It does get a little boring keeping watch by yourself.
Yes, this way maybe one of us does not fall asleep and then we get eaten by a fire snake.
Right.
Is that a snake on fire or a fiery snake?
A snake, what? A snake made of fire. A fire snake, not a fiery snake.
Bryan, you're muted.
I will. Oh.
Him, I really didn't think that it was a fiery snake, not that was flesh and blood, and then just do some
Spits
fire. Kind of like
Yeah,
bats.
I was thinking it was more like it's a fire snake, like it's the embodiment of fire given snake form.
Or is it just a
This
snake
is what I had
with,
in my mind.
with like a fiery personality?
It really could go anyway. Fire snake, fiery snake, snake of fire breathing, snake of fiery personality. Mountain
Every
lion.
report, it's just like he has such a fiery personality.
Really fiery snake.
Yeah, as they're being eaten, that's what they say. But I'll take the last watch.
Spicy. I'll take the last watch as well.
Okay, Remy, you and me are up.
Sounds good.
And
All right.
Remy's just gonna like sit down with her knees up to her chest and just kind of like make sure that she can see, a good view of around her.
All right. So both of you can make like perception checks if you'd like.
Oh,
Ooh.
Remy's had a bit of a rough day. She jumped off a miles-high tree and then got confronted with, for a second, what she thought was her past. She's not really paying a whole lot of attention. She's very much in her own thoughts. Very subdued, very quiet.
I rolled an 18, so Remy.
God.
Remy is just going to kind of sit down next to Hemi and offer her what's left of the wine, just to kind of calm her a bit. Here,
She'll definitely take a swig.
I don't want to. Like you said, we probably shouldn't be drunk on watch, but it is a little rough being so high up after what we just went through.
Something to settle the nerves is fine. We'll just drink carefully and slowly.
Quite. Do I, as I gaze off over the horizon, do I see anything noteworthy?
Yeah, so you see the faint plumes of smoke coming from the scorched grove. And as you sit and you pay attention, you can feel and hear as you sit and watch and listen. Just
like I feel the ground quake or something.
yeah, you feel like as periodically as the hour goes on, maybe it happens once or twice, and you can just hear like the activity each time it happens.
Does it sound like something that's pretty far away?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does Remy give any indication that he's noticing this? Because Hemi certainly does not.
Hemi doesn't see anything. Currently,
Yeah.
Hemi, you know what you saw. And you're pretty sure what you saw. But you keep seeing his face. Every time in your mind, the image of that specter turns, you just see his face. And you just can't concentrate on anything but that. As Remy is sitting on his watch, Hemi is visibly not there currently.
Hemi,
Yes, Remy, and I'll hand the wine flask back.
oh, thank you. Takes a drink. I just wanted to ask, I feel like we haven't properly, I feel like none of us have really properly gotten to know each other. We know a little bit, but why did you come on this adventure?
Well, at the very first, it was curiosity. There was that big commotion in the town, and everyone was crowded around, and it seemed like a good opportunity. Where there's chaos, there is opportunity. But then she had the burns on her, and there was talk of the fire. And so at that point it became a quest to end the fires, to end the burning.
And forgive me if I'm being intrusive, but you seem to lock up a bit whenever we face fires or fiery creatures, and I just want to make sure that you're going to be okay as we take on what is going to be a large fiery creature, or maybe a creature that breathes fire, or I'm not entirely sure what the details are yet. I'm sure to be quite a sight. But is there anything that we can do to help you be more comfortable with our adventure, or?
I appreciate that, Remy, but I don't know if there's anything that can make me more comfortable. And she's gonna glance at Akiko to make sure that he's like actually asleep, and like Trevor as well. And she'll be like, I used to, I used to be in the coalition. I used to run jobs. I used to.
Really?
It was another life. But I.
Like the bandit coalition.
Yes. It was another life. It was a wonderful life. I told fortunes. I ran cons. We ran jobs, and there was one day where we ran a job, and we were in the forest, and we were evading the Alderheart guards, and the fires came, and they burned everything, and I lost everyone, including my love.
Oh.
And I made it out. Though sometimes it's almost worse that I did.
I'm sorry to hear that, Henry.
I was able to spend a lot of time grieving while in jail, and now it is a new life. And I'm trying to find that rhythm again.
Well, I'd say you've come quite a long way since we first met. I honestly never would have expected you to give up your gold to help the bandits. Except
It's
now
a
I kind
moment of
understand.
weakness, dear. Don't become expecting it from him.
Well,
But I do. It is hard. So many are suffering from the fires, but Himi is only one. So, a moment of weakness to help the rest that were burned.
I would argue that perhaps it was a moment of strength in me.
That is very sweet of you, Remy. And she's gonna clearly feel uncomfortable by this comment and attempt to like, so what about you, Remy? why did you take up this quest?
Well, much of the same, really. I found a need to leave Meadowfen, have a fresh start, as you did. I don't know. It's hard to talk about, although I suppose your story was hard to talk about as well. Forgive me. I used to run a shop in Meadowfen, quite like Eliza does now at the Alderheart. It was a kind of tinkering magical item store, and I ran it with my father. Unfortunately, very recently before we left Meadowfen, my father passed away.
I am sorry, Remy.
It is okay. He went peacefully. He was an old Mapak. But he left me his favorite hat, and he taught me so much about creating and life, and I think he would appreciate that I'm striking out on my own and making the most of, the short lives that we have. So, I don't really know why I agreed to to come on this quest, but I am certainly glad that I did.
You are so blessed to have such wonderful memories of your father.
Yes, I suppose I am. What about your family, Henry?
Oh, it is mostly women. It is a coven in the woods that worship the rhythms. You know, it's more of a community, like a large family. Not so traditional of a family.
Okay. How does that work exactly?
Women down on their luck, usually in a certain way, find comfort and a sense of community with the rest of us, and we take them in, and we teach them the rhythm.
And so, how did you get to a life of banditry from that?
I was grown. I wanted to see the world and realized that I had a certain way, with words and with the magic, and it helped me make my way at first, and then it's, you know, I met Ruin, and we lived that life together.
Understandable. It's kind of like what I'm doing now with you lot.
Of course. Hopefully with a happier ending.
Hopefully. This
Could
life
we
of
wait-
adventure is kind of nice, actually.
It can be with the right people. Should we wake the others?
Feel the tremors
God.
again.
Do you
I
feel
it
that?
Okay.
Yeah, you feel it that time. You're a little more aware.
Okay. I do. What is that?
I don't know. I've been feeling it for a little while now. It seems to be off in the distance, but might be something to keep track of.
Is it the burrowing of the snake?
I really hope not.
Well, let's wake the others, and hopefully we can bring morning on soon and get on our way.
I agree. Good night, Timmy.
Good night, Remy. And she'll go tap one of the others on their shoulders and then go to sleep.
Alright, you find Ash.
Gonna poke Ash with one of his barbs. Wake up!
He rolls over and slinks
In the
his
full
way
nude.
away from Josh.
Oh, I mean, if you really shouldn't. If you want to join us, you can come in.
Oh no.
Remy.
I'm fine. I'm good. I'll just be over there.
All right. And I'll put on some pants and go out. I mean, I could go.
Alright, Akiko, you get poked by Hemi. Waking up.
Gently shaken on the shoulder.
Oh, good morning. Good morning.
Morning. It is time for your watch. Timmy is going to go rest now.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna hop out of bed.
Yeah, whenever you guys are ready, just give me your perception checks. Okay. Yeah. So you both set up. You sit down with each other. And you peer out, you're looking around, and after about an hour, you guys also feel just a tremor as it goes through. But nonetheless, you see the plumes of smoke, the small glows in the distance.
Is there anything along with the tremors, like any particular puff of flyer or?
Not
Around it.
particularly. The activity kind of stays the same as you see it.
Hmm.
No, you heard that right, Akiko?
Yes, I did. It's definitely not what I don't think I've noticed that before.
I mean, how come you've been getting so much better about listening to stuff and actually looking out for enemies and such? I mean, I've noticed at least.
I've been trying, but that's a new one for me. Have you
Yeah,
noticed it before?
I mean, I noticed a lot of rumbling, just like these things might tell me, but uh, I know I haven't heard this before. But yeah, you've been getting so much better since we started adventuring. Akiko, like I can just see the progress every single day.
I'm just getting used to this whole being outdoors thing, I guess. Or being outside the Elder Heart.
All right, because I was wondering, because you know, in the other heart, you're like always outdoors. It's like in the middle of the outdoors.
But not outside the Elder Heart. It's different out here. You don't have to worry about bandits in the Elder Heart. You have a home to sleep in and food that's readily available. This is all new to me.
I mean, I guess. I mean, back when I lived in the underworld, a home and food weren't really always provided. So this is basically the same thing over here.
You were in the Underfall?
I Yeah, I was. That's where I'm from. You didn't hear it when I was like, oh my god, I remember this. This is where I used to like whore myself out. Oh, this is where I learned how to do everything.
I was not there for that. That statement. Didn't know you did that kind of thing. Um, I'm sorry that you've gone through that.
What's there to be sorry about? I'm here. I'm fine. I'm better than fine, some would say.
He's
Well, you know, I've just always, I've always known the Bright Hollows as home, and uh, Mama always said not to go down into the Underfall.
I mean, I can see why you're when you're little like that. I mean, especially uh, as noble. I mean, you would have been taken advantage of, probably by me. I'm just saying.
Guess Mama's always right. I uh, I feel for our brethren who are raised in such conditions and have no way out. That's why I've taken it upon myself to advocate for the humble folk as much as I can. I don't think some of the bird folk like me, but it's worth it if we see results, right?
What results are you seeing, or you hope to see?
More help for our humble folk who have no place to go, who live simple lives. I think we're seeing some progress. It's not fast, but they're the with the fires now. They're sending more guards out. We have the militia. Uh, the bandits are have have joined with the Elder Heart to help work together. It's very encouraging to see. No,
It'll be a little bit more encouraging if we don't have to do this by ourselves and try to drag them towards the right path, kicking and screaming. And And as a follower of the rhythm, I just feel like this is just once the virus is done, in a few more years, the same thing will happen, little by little. Same old little Humblefolk are gonna get seen last, get not get refugee status, not get as much help, and the council will just be the Burful Council forever and ever.
That's why we can't give up. People become complacent with their lots. But we have to keep fighting, even if it's not a physical fight.
Sadly, I don't trust that some of the nobles, even your house, whatever, will keep on doing the fight, as it took us adventurers to actually make something.
Well, I know I will.
I hope you do, Akiko. And I'll turn back and start looking out, making it do a lookout.
Same tremor you feel underneath your seat as you perch out and watch the sun start to rise. The
Kiko was
plumage.
a little bit disappointed that Ash isn't quite as invested in.
Ash is invested. He just has no hope.
But yeah, I will just sit quietly, I suppose. Watch the sunrise.
Alright. You guys all awake, and as you gather together, the charm starts to come down and form back into its little ball as it brings you down to the ground. You make your way on for the next half a day. You slowly start to make it up into the grounds of the Scorched Grove. Many of you, this is either your first time or it's been a long time since you've been. As you approach, you see the scorched, burnt ground and the almost volcanic-like area. Just Trevor looks to you guys and he says, "Alright, this is where I need your expertises. We have to find where the snake is. Remember, he's burrowed under the ground. So, and I'm gonna need whoever's proficient, which I think is just Himmy for the survival check, and anyone else can assist with that."
Alright, I'm pretty sure you gotta eat the ash, and then you'll know where the fire snake's been. You're muted.
I'm muted. That's 2 natural ones I've rolled today, guys.
Oof.
Is anyone assisting her?
Yeah, you're getting assistance.
Please assist me.
You have
I
assistance.
guess I'll be the assistant. That's it.
Yeah, so you
gotta
can
eat
roll
the
with
ash.
advantage.
Okay,
Yeah!
dirty 20. Oh my god.
Alright.
Lord.
Alright. So, as you make your way through, it takes you a little while. You're scouring your way through as you hear the cinders, a couple of pop, and some cinders off to your side. It's making you uneasy. As you all walk through, your feet sinking halfway down into the ash and broken ground. Every step, it's another crunch. Soft, but rough. The grove. Timmy, after about an hour of searching, you stop the party. And you see about 100 feet out from you, you can see the rough burrowing of a long serpent-like creature. Slowly slithering its way towards your party.
There, do you see? Burrows.
Remy has his sniper rifle out, apparently. I don't know.
He does.
Got the crossbow ready and aimed.
So,
I know.
if you guys
Kimmy's
would
gonna
like...
right now drink her potion fire resistance.
Sure, yeah. If you'd like, position yourselves.
Oh no.
I already have you out on the map.
And I will go over and say, Hemi, I know you can do this. And I will give her a little bit of inspiration.
Where is the snake? Where is the snaky boy in relation to us?
So, you guys are going to be down in this corner. And right now, Trevor is pretty far behind you. And the snake is going to be in the top area over here as it's coming down, making its way through the burrow. Slowly making its way towards you.
I'm going to just kind of stay in the middle of everyone, and Remy is going to reach up to his hat and press it down, and then there's like a little screw in it. He's going to unscrew it a little bit, and this like bluish aura is going to kind of start seeping over everyone within 10 feet, I believe. And everyone's going to gain temporary hit points.
How big is the snake? Like, is he medium, large?
So far, it looks rather huge.
So under 500 pounds?
Baby. Size charts?
If it's huge, so it'd be. I know the anaconda. It's about 29 feet long, about a little bit. I'd say about 2 foot wide, a foot wide diameter, and they usually go from 500 to 700 pounds.
Okay.
29 feet long, you said?
It is
Seems about right.
very heavy.
Okay. All right. Snake back.
Everyone gets 7 temporary hit points, by the way.
All right. Now we'll just cast a little.
It's about within 80 feet of you all now. You see it burrowing under.
Barring. I can't see it then for my spells.
But you can see it. Just covered with ash and dirt underneath.
Okay. While it's wandering around, I'll try to cast Fairy Fire on it. Make it a blue glow.
Alright.
I will take some glitter that I have on me. Then I usually just paint on my body glitter, and throw it at it.
What's your DC?
14.
Alright. You see as the fairy fire goes on it and it leaves the vicinity, the ash covering it is a little more defined in the ground. So it's 70 feet within your party.
And now it's underground?
Slow. It's been underground.
Oh, okay.
Slowly making its way 65 feet.
All right. I'll cut my with the speed.
Alright. 60 feet. It stops.
Guys, how do we fight something that's underground?
And then it starts to move forward.
You go down, and I'll start digging.
40 feet. Because it's watching.
Is there no it's just flat ground here, right? Like all the trees are gone and
Yeah, it's like barren wastelandy.
okay.
30 feet within your party.
I guess we should kind of split up a little bit. Just a little bit.
20 feet.
Everyone's spread out a bit.
10 feet.
It's coming, guys.
Is there any rocks around that I can like throw?
Currently no stable rocks, but as Ash walks up erupting from the ground. Is going to be this large, burning, fiery creature in the form of a snake. As it comes up and it looks to you, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Alright.
And we are going to be entering combat. What?
17.
17. You're fine. As the ground erupts underneath you, you kind of hop from stone to stone and step yourself back. As the creature now throws its head up and looks down to you. And we're ready for initiative.
Skirt.
Alright. So, first up... Oh, that's your wisdom saves? First up is going to be Remy. You see out in front of your crew.
Ah!
The ash snake
Ooh.
appears from the ground.
Is it fairy fired?
Yes, it is fairy fired. It is currently burning and glowing.
Oh my god! Remy's going to rush over, kind of like just holding onto his hat and his cloak and just kind of rushing through the ash. And you're like, oh my god! No! Get closer to it than everyone else, or everyone else but Ash, and is going to fire a crossbow bolt at it. Just, oh my god, kill it now!
Alright, go for it.
That is a, oh my god. That is a 16 to hit.
Yeah, roll me some damage.
That is 11 points of piercing damage.
Great.
Magical piercing damage.
So you, as you're freaking out and you're taking your steps up, you're, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit! You kind of take your crossbow, and you sink it right into the side, one of its like underbelly sides, as it comes up, and it's just as it's making its way towards Ash. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right, great. Next up is...
Gee, could you turn down the snake a little bit?
Yeah, I turned it down.
Okay, cool.
Going to be Akiko.
Hello. I am going to, since it popped out right next to Ash, I'm gonna go ahead and cast from my newly acquired Wandy Doo some magic missile. I'm gonna cast it at 2nd level. And why did it only roll once?
Uh-oh.
That works.
That is how this works.
No, it should have. It's.
So it has charges.
Yeah, so I'm using 2 charges to cast it at 2nd level, which fires 4 darts total, and it only rolled 1 of them.
Okay, so...
There we go. So,
Alright.
as I
17.
swing my wand at it, it fires 4 bolts at the snake.
Great, alright, so that's what, 17 points of force damage, you said?
Yes. Yep.
17? along with the extra 4 from the first one, right? Second level?
Mhm.
17, alright. Great. So yeah, the bolts of force go into it. And he just starts to quiver back from it and then reposition himself and gets ready for the attack. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Alright. Next up is going to be the ash snake. So, I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, that's probably not great.
As a reaction, I'm gonna give myself a D6.
A magnanimous dispensation.
What a horrible roll.
Oof.
Alright, let's see. So, 8, 12, 19, 10. Akiko, you take 9 points of fire damage. Everyone else, you take 18 points of fire damage as the snake.
Distance. So only 9, right?
Yep. As he comes back and he blows his breath at all of you. And as a response to taking all of that damage, he's gonna burrow back down into the ground and sink into the ground in front of Ash. And since he's still fairy fired, you see him pretty well. He's not really able to do too much craziness, but he is going to burrow right over here and erupt from the ground. And I need Akiko to make another dexterity saving throw.
Oh, don't do this to me.
Alright, you're currently, as it erupts, you are knocked prone onto the ground as you're looking up to the creature as he bears his fangs down to you. But that's going to be the end of his turn. Ash, you're up.
It's still fairy fired. Actually, I must make a con saving throw for,
Concentration.
Yep. I make it. It's a natural 19.
Alright.
And I go over there, and I'm gonna go take an attack. And okay. Natural 20.
Alright, natural 20.
And I'll do the other twos because I'm sure it's not gonna die with one hit.
Alright.
18
Yeah, that hits.
and 21.
Yeah, they all hit. Roll me some damage.
All right, 2d6 and 2d8.
And just for clarification, you're using your boxing lessons to make 2 extra offhand attacks against the creature.
Oh my god, this is so good. 10, 14, 24 plus 9, 33.
33
damage.
total damage.
Aye. I was going with my rapier, hit on between one of 2 scoots in front, and then I do my best to like drive in the rapier with 2 punches and like kicking it in.
Alright, as you go in with your bardic flurry of blows, you stab him with the rapier and then pop, pop, as you come in with your follow-up attacks. And you, and with the stab, you go through and you pierce to the other side of the snake's body. Pull it out, and as you pop and pop into that area that you just stabbed, the snake quivers from the side and then regains itself and gets ready for its next attack. Himmy, you're up.
Okay, Himmy's going to step for. Well, how far am I? Let's see here.
We're gonna use ruler.
Is this? Yeah. Okay. Ruler will be accurate.
Yeah.
Okay, Hemmy's just gonna clutch a little feather she has on her necklace, and there's gonna be this kind of like boom of white light, and I am channeling my divinity, and it's gonna just go and potentially blind this. It's just gonna boom out from me in this white blinding light. Hopefully blinding.
All right. What's the save?
The save is 13 Constitution.
All right. Great. As you do this, the creature sinks back as it is immune to being blinded, as it looks towards you in a strange blur and looks back to Akiko as he is prone to the ground.
Bonus action. I'm gonna bring out, I'm just gonna raise up my hands, and a figure that looks very similar to that fiery Corvim we saw earlier, except instead of flames, it's like white light, is going to just come up beside me and slam into
Spiritual
the snake.
weapon?
Yep.
Alright. You slam the spiritual weapon into the snake, and as it hits, right as it makes contact, it disperses and reanimates next to it, as it doesn't make contact with the creature.
Okay.
Just didn't meet the armor class.
Yep. Okay. Well, guys, that was real useful.
Yep. Too bad it didn't
Good job,
remind
me.
you had inspiration.
Alright. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, can I use the advantage on my spiritual weapon attack from chat?
Since it's a chat advantage, was it before you attacked or after you attacked that they
I'm
did
not
it?
sure.
It was from 2 minutes ago. It was 103.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Go and roll one more time. You doesn't make it.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright, that's fine.
Alright.
Thank you, Sarah.
Next up, Remy. You've just seen this snake and knock Akiko down on his ass.
Okay. Who looks the worst right now? Probably Akiko.
Probably
Oh, well,
Akiko.
the temporary HP actually, so like the shield is gone, and I took a little
okay.
bit, so
That's
that
right.
that temporary HP helped a lot.
So Akiko's in a pretty compromised position right now. So Remy's just gonna and start running towards the snake. And on his way, he's going to fire his crossbow for an 18 to hit.
Yeah, you're gonna hit. Roll damage.
It's 7 piercing damage, magical.
Alright.
And Remy is going to get within 10 feet of Akiko. And, am I within 10 feet of Hemi? No, damn it. Okay.
Could be if you didn't get right up next to the snake.
Oh, that's right.
I'll let you kind of like maneuver because of how it is, and
Oh, that's perfect. I can be within 10 feet of both of you. Oh, yes, okay. And the hat is going to disperse that blue aura again, and the three of us get 7 temporary HP again.
great.
Oh my god, I'm so happy for y'all.
Great.
How much? 10? What did you say?
7.
7. Okay.
So happy for y'all.
Sad. And that's my turn.
Great. Now everyone, I need you to make Constitution saving throws as the ground underneath you starts to swell as the activity of the ash snake grows more violent.
I am not using Roll20 dice anymore.
I rolled 6.
Alright, everyone that's under 10 takes 2 points of fire damage. Everyone that's over 10 I mean, everyone that's under 10 takes 5 points of fire damage. Everyone that's over 10 takes 2 points of fire damage. Himmy, you take 1 point of fire damage. As heat swells up underneath you from the ground. Alright, next up, Akiko. You're prone in front of the snake.
Yeah, that. What is it? Half movement to get up, or is it your?
Yeah, half movement to get up.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get up. And then I'm going to cast Maximilian's Earthen Grasp.
All right.
Which has a DC 13 strength save.
Yeah, he succeeds.
Okay, and the I'll say I spawned it between Remy and the snake, so it's like here.
All right.
And with that, I'm also going to use the thing that I don't remember the name of to fly 10 feet away as I cast it.
All right, go for it.
And I'll just go. To there, basically. And then I'm going to use the rest of my movement to keep going.
All right.
Something like that. So I get to, like, back over here.
Sure. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right. Seeing that his next meal has just skipped away, he's looking to the last instance of damage that attempted to strike him, and he looks to this little Mapak. Actually, as we do that, as another Ember Breath recharged and hits in a cone against Remy, Himmy, Akiko, and Josh. Alright, I need you all to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Please make it. Please make it.
7. Okay, I'm pulling out my baby Yoda dice.
Oh, oop. So the first one. Dang it.
Alright.
13.
Okay. Everyone takes 11 points of fire damage, except Himmy takes half of that, so 5. As the flame breath targets everyone in its range.
I'm now on these dice.
Alright. And now the ash snake is going to burrow underground and just stalk there.
Was all this movement not provoke attack of opportunity from your one and only?
He didn't leave the space. He's currently... So he's still in striking range. You can strike him as he's laying in the ash.
Mm-hmm.
But he's currently engulfed in ash. And you can see his outline where he is, and you can attack him. But currently engulfed. So, that's going to be the end of his turn as he waits. Lies in wait. Next up is going to be Ash. You're up.
I'll borrow a little bit as well and attack.
Burrow a little bit? Is that a mechanic, or are you just...
I have a 15-foot burrowing speed.
Okay, great. Burrow underneath and go and attack him. Can you breathe under in ash?
But I can hold my breath for a number of minutes equal to my con.
Great, so you'll be holding your breath.
And I'll be attacking, still advantage, right?
Yes.
15.
Technically, are you blind underground?
If I'm blind on the ground, then I'll walk up and attack it from above.
Alright, great. Alright.
I feel like if he can burrow, then it shouldn't make him
Well,
blind.
he doesn't have blind sight or tremor sense.
Okay, that one's
That's
cocked.
true.
So-
20?
Okay, that hits.
Luca looks so concerned.
What was the next one?
He's gonna get stuck
16
underground
does
and we're
not
gonna
hit.
be able to save him.
All right.
Using your boxing lessons?
Yeah,
Baby
yeah.
Yoda, baby
Oh my
Yoda.
11.
Doesn't hit. Alright,
No,
so
11 points of damage.
Oh, for the first hit.
Bro, all of them.
Oh, okay.
I didn't roll too
Alright.
good, y'all. And then I'll get back up and leave. And I'll tell
You're
Josh,
leaving?
go away. Yeah,
Okay.
you can take an attack at disadvantage if you want.
Why disadvantage?
Because I quit my boots.
Ah, that's true, yeah. Alright, let's take a look. So the first roll is a 19. The second roll is a 7. Ah, why do you disappoint me? He doesn't hit you.
Alright, that's my turn. And I'll tell Josh to run away. Go back a little bit. Or go left.
You look back to Josh, and he is singed on the ground.
Is he downed?
Yes.
Adam, if you had told me, I wouldn't have taken the bonus action attack.
You didn't look.
You didn't look until now.
I have 360 vision in combat. y'all.
Alright, that's
You
true.
didn't even describe what happened to him.
That's true. Alright,
Yeah,
that's my
because they're the
mistake.
dying, I can run over to him.
How about this? He takes a turn without making death saving throws.
Alright.
Alright. So you can continue on as you were. Alright, that's my mistake. Himmy, you're up.
Okay, do I notice that he's gone down?
Yes. I forgot that you guys see everything in combat, basically, as long as it's not cover. So, yes, you do see him.
Am I within melee range of this thing?
No, currently
Okay,
no.
I'm gonna run and do like a quick like touch, like you know where you do like the dead check on the like,
Yeah.
pulse, but like cast spare the dying on him,
Alright.
and then I am going to stand up and look back at the snake, and I am going to there we go. This
Bane.
one's Bane, yeah, and I am just going to shoot that out
So-
for me, and it's just gonna be like a black.
Bane's in action,
And so is
and Spare the
Oh,
Dying's in
Nope,
action.
you're right. Okay, then I'm just gonna spare the dying him.
Okay. And your spiritual weapon is still up.
Yes,
Alright.
it's just a bonus action to cast it though. I have to take an action to use it, right?
Nope, it's a bonus action to use it.
Oh, well then yeah.
Yeah, it's a bonus action
that's
attack.
What I'm gonna do. I thought it was bonus action just to cast it and get it up. Okay, then yeah, I will attack it with my spiritual weapon as I'm standing there next to Josh, like sparing him from dying.
Yeah, so right up there. Death checking him, and whack this bitch!
Mm-hmm.
With advantage, because of
Sweet.
fairy fire. He's shiny.
Let's cast it
That's fairy fire. He's glowing.
with
Alright.
advantage.
Alright, yeah, 6 points of force damage. As you rip into him, this time the white fiery form hits him, and there's a shake and a quiver as it makes contact. The form disperses and reforms as the snake reacts to the slap. Alright, he's looking pretty rough.
I will just free action yell out to Ash, he's stable!
Thank you.
That's
Alright.
it for me.
And Remy, it's back up to your turn.
Ah! Oh god, they're all so far away now. Am I within melee range of it?
You are.
Oh, good.
He already used his reaction.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna run back here,
Whoops.
and the hat is going to disperse again the blue aura. Everyone in that range gets 10 temporary hit points.
Oh my
I'm
god,
out of it,
again.
though, right? Oh,
Alright,
you're
I'm
over
gonna
here by
move
us,
you a little
okay.
more here because that's more outside of his range.
Honestly, like, out of game, these temporary hit points are the only thing keeping me alive.
Right.
Oh my god, guys. Y'all are getting
And-
hit 3 hit points? I didn't know that.
And just fire under his armpit. It's a 15 to hit.
Advantage with
Yeah,
the
that hits.
Okay, 9 points of piercing damage.
Great, great. 9 points of piercing damage. Alright. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
Cool, cool. The ground beneath you is hot. And it rises up and sinks into your armor and your clothes. I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
15. What is that post in here? Oh wait, no, 17. Sorry, the dice was 15. D&D Beyond dice are slow. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use that.
Alright. So everyone... Where are we? So everyone besides Himi takes 11 points of fire damage. Himi, you take 2. Because half and half.
Okay.
As the ground glows and the heat rises and erupts beneath you, so you're starting to sweat, you're starting to pant, you're getting through to the form of your sweat is so dried out that you're just panting at this point. You're getting to the point of overheating in this battle. Akiko, you're up.
Is there a limit on how many times I can use tempestuous magic?
You gotta speak up a little bit.
I'm just checking. I don't think there is there a limit of how many times I can use tempestuous magic.
I think it's anytime
that's-
after you cast a first level spell.
Yeah, first level or higher. I just wasn't sure if it like was a certain number of times per day or something.
And it's a bonus action.
Yeah, it's a bonus action. Okay.
It doesn't say you can't. Doesn't say there's restrictions on how many times.
Yeah. Cool. So everyone is away from it. I'm going to use what's it called? Maximilian's Earthen Grasp again. Heightened. So it is a strength 16.
Succeeds.
Titan?
Heightened
No,
with sorcerer.
no. You have disadvantage on the saving throw.
Oh, is it? Oh, I thought it was. I thought it increased.
No,
Okay,
you
never
spend
mind.
Spend 3 sorcery points
Oh,
to
sorry,
get one
sorry.
targeted spell.
It's
Disadvantage on its first
Okay,
save.
so
I
it's
mean.
13. It's 13, but it's disadvantage. Alright.
Yeah, as you do this, he succumbs to the grasp. So he takes damage and
Takes the. I guess the.
He's restrained.
Yeah, so he takes 9 damage and he's restrained.
all right, and it's an action to break out. Sure. So
Yes, must use its action.
all right. So you see as this arm like this earthen arm shoots out from the ground and grasps onto the throat of the snake. And as it does that, it starts to drag him a little towards the ground as the snake tries to resist. Ah! But your ancestral magic is just too much for him to withstand as he gets drawn closer to the ground. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes. Yeah. With that, I'm gonna tempestuous magic away, and then also jump. So I'll get like
So you send yourself up as you cast this. You didn't cast the spell. You used the spell because it's always up, right?
I believe you recasted it.
Yeah, I think I would have to recast it since it didn't do anything the first time.
I mean, does it just stay up? Or
Well,
no?
he has to recast it to use heightened. So.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that would be the time you recast it, because it is concentration. So then
Yeah.
you would just have to try it again, but you recasted it to heighten it, and then now you can jump with your Tempest.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Alright. As the snake cannot get out, it's going to see it's cocked. Doesn't get its recharge. He's going to try and break free from the spell.
So to break free, it's a
Strength check.
it's not a save, it's just a strength check. Yeah.
Strength
Alright.
13.
15 makes it out. As he gets out, it's his action, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Move.
He's gonna burrow underground, and he's gonna go straight for you, Ash. And he's gonna stay burrowed in front of you. Ash, it's your turn.
All right, my turn. I'm going to.
As your turn starts, you feel this large tremor through the ground. It's your turn. Everyone
I
feels
will-
this.
I will move over here, and a bonus action try to heal Josh, and then move back, and say, and just do my best. I really need you, so don't leave me. You'll see it.
Healing word.
Yeah.
Send your healing praise to Josh as it reaches him when that creeping edge of doubt, that creeping seed of jealousy comes into your head again.
I'm not a bad person, y'all. I won't just let someone die because I'm a little bit jelly.
Only I can kill you.
And then with my main action, I will do a attack.
With advantage.
Yep, good thing I did that because 21 a hit and then a 8 of damage.
Alright. How much damage?
8.
How do you want to do this?
So until I send my healing word to my somewhat unfaithful boyfriend, and I'll.
You think?
Yeah, I think.
You
I'm
suspect.
sure. I'm sure.
Maybe.
Yeah. And I'll go in and take a little bit of jealousy, a little bit of seed of doubt, and I'm going to do what I can to extinguish it with this fire thing. As I go in right between where the scoots were and where I think maybe my stomach is, or when I went before now, do my best to ram it in as deep as I can down to the ground, or as right around and try to constrict it.
Alright. As you dig deep into the ground, you can hear the cries of the snake. As the glow from the ground starts to slowly fade, as the steam and the smoke and the plumes just start to fume out of the snake's body. You see the glow is diminished until it's put out. So you pull your spine out of its head. It lays dormant in the ground.
And then I borrow to my party members and we jump out.
As you see Ash digs down, and you see his spine sticking out of the ground. It's like, ah!
Ice knife. No. Oh Lord, it's time to go. It's time to go.
As you see off into the distance, a much larger, brighter,
We just killed a child, y'all.
molten creature comes out from the distance.
Run!
This is just a warm up.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
As Trevor from quite a ways away shouts out to you guys and says,
That's not even the big one.
I think it's time for us to go.
I think
And
you're right.
and by the time you turn, Trevor's already gone.
I cast Fly on Josh, and to give him 60-foot movement speed, and I run at my 60-foot movement speed.
All
What do
right,
you mean gone?
That's-
Like, what do you mean he's already gone?
he's running,
okay.
and
Just checking. Just
So-
making
We
sure.
noticed that he's never in the same room as this thing.
I wasn't sure if you meant like he got eaten or something. I don't know.
no, but it's time to run.
Yeah.
As Josh has
so
set
here's
fly.
the thing. Himmy is going to make sure that she is the last. That everyone else is in front of her. She's
All
not
right.
having this happen again.
Start going. I need everyone to make athletic or acrobatics checks as they run through the forest.
Can we say that as everyone kind of gathered around Josh real quick, the hat gave them temporary HP again?
Sure.
Is that, I was planning on it.
Yes, yeah. You didn't get to say it, but everyone gets temporary HP.
Okay, so it's 9 HP.
19 athletics.
All right, great. Everyone else.
Yikes! This is not my strong suit.
Music's a touch loud.
Yeah, I'm periodically
Okay.
lowering it as we go.
What
You
are we
said
athleticsing?
Athletics or acrobatics
Running.
to run your way through the forest.
Can I use my hoppy doopers?
Your what?
Can I jump instead of run? Like,
Yeah, if you want to jump, you can
benefit.
automatically cover ground.
Okay.
You know what? I need you to make me an athletics check anyway. You have to jump
Okay.
through a thick brush of forest to make your way there.
Okay, acrobatics? Or
Yeah. Ash, you
Mr.
rolled
GM.
twice. Brian,
Oh no, it's only once. It's a mistake of the thing.
which one is which?
The 13.
Alright. So, I heard DM.
Yeah, 14 was my roll.
Okay.
Acrobatics.
14, 13, 13, 15. Or 19, Himmy, right?
19,
19. Alright. So, Himmy, you usher everyone to run forward, and you turn back and look at this gigantic molting creature. And you look back, and your party's on their way forward. You say, alright, great. So, you make your way. As you start running, you see that Remy is on your tail. But
Yeah, I'm gonna go back behind him. I'm not letting anyone be behind me.
okay, as you're running forward, you see that Akiko and Ash are falling behind, and you're now holding yourself behind to try and get them ready and talk them up. Come on, guys, you gotta go, you gotta go.
If they're tripping, I'm helping them. I'm getting them forward.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get another round of athletics or acrobatics checks.
Okay.
Is it getting closer to us? Like gaining on us?
It's currently slowly moving towards where you are.
Only a 12 that time.
Okay, I need yeah, everyone can recover and go ahead.
I'm going to see that our progress is not great, and I'm going to pull off a patch from my cloak and throw it down, and a riding horse is going to just kind of sprout up from the patch. I'm going to say, everyone, get on the horse, now!
Get on, get on, get on!
Okay, how many people can get on the horse?
Probably. Akiko probably doesn't count, because he's really tiny, right? But
I
then
mean,
Ash
two
makes up
people
for
can
that.
ride a horse, and they're medium, right? these are smaller. They're like only 3 feet. I bet we could fit 4 kid-sized.
Well, if we
Humblewood
pick
folk.
technicalities, everyone's medium except for Akiko, right?
I'm small.
You're small. So Ash
Yeah,
is
we're
small.
like-
Akiko's
we're like
small.
Hold on,
I'm
let's
medium.
see.
Yeah, so like I'm 3.5. Like that's Jerbean's size.
I'll say 3 of you can fit on 1 horse.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have all 3 of them get on the horse and just say, "Fly, you fools!"
Okay.
Get on its ass.
Nope. Himi is not getting on the horse. No. Get on. Stop fooling around. Get on.
Hey.
Go.
Hemi, get on the damn horse. I'm faster than all y'all put together. Let me walk and you get on the damn horse, alright?
Are you
Yeah, she's
all...
just
Damn
gonna start
horse.
crying and screaming at you. Get on! Get on!
Hemi,
No, you get on the damn horse. I'm faster than you.
you
It's
can't
not the
be a...
sentimentality, right? You get on the damn horse, I'll start walking, and I'll start running.
If he just starts running, then I'm gonna get on the horse and I'm very upset.
Okay. How long did this
for-
conversation take?
Not that long, we were just screaming at each other.
I would imagine it wasn't more than like 2 rounds.
Okay. I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah?
Does that include the horse?
Yes.
as the horse dies.
Is it a riding horse?
13.
Did it roll? Oh, okay.
Six,
I rolled
16 for Remy.
15.
Okay, 14 or lower. As a ball of molten fire comes crashing down into the forest, you all take 14 points of fire damage. On a fail. 15 or higher, you take 7. Himi,
Fire?
it's fire.
Oh, okay.
So everyone of 15 and higher takes 7. Akiko 7. Ash 7.
16 for Remy, natural 16 for the horse.
Okay, 7 and 7. And con save, you pass it with flying furious colors.
I'm concentrating as much as I can because I don't want Josh to die just
Yeah.
yet.
Josh he's good. He's pretty far out.
Mm-hmm.
We're going!
Keep
Go,
her
go,
on
go!
the,
Alright, the horse
get
is
on the
alive.
horse.
We're all on the horse! Go!
Alright, for however many of you are on the horse, I need the horse to make a athletics or acrobatics check.
Well, this is probably not the best way to do this.
It has a plus for your strength though.
And so everyone's on the horse?
I'm walking.
You're
so
walking.
there's
Okay,
the
so
roll.
I need you to strength athletics or acrobatics, Ash.
19.
Alright. What's the horse
The
got?
horse... Oh, Jesus.
It has a plus for your strength.
A natural 1?
For the horse!
Ash, you start sprinting. The horse takes 3 steps, 3 gallops, hits a root that's uprooted, knowing that horses aren't really that good with multiple rooted paths, and the horse tumbles and you all tumble. Everyone make a tumble check. Give me your dexterity. Do a dexterity check.
Dex check or like
Just a dex check.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Magnanimous
19.
dispensation.
Okay, you're good.
The dice want us to die, y'all.
Yeah, no kidding.
19.
Alright, if you're 9, you took 1 point of falling damage.
Okay.
Bumps and scrapes.
Okay. I'm gonna stand up and look around and see where everyone is and where it is.
Yeah, Akiko, 2d4 healing. The creature is gaining on you, but it's not as close as it was when you started running.
Does anybody have any spell they can do to maybe like make it not be so fast?
If we're all ready, Another strength, athletics, or acrobatics check.
Is the horse dead?
The horse tumbled. It could get back up.
Screw it. Leave the horse. Go, go, go.
Sacrifice the horse.
Turn him in the other direction and go slap. Alright, come on.
Sacrificial horse.
Athletics, acrobatics.
7.
Hemi a 7. Kiko 9.
Oh my god. 17.
Okay.
Keep in mind, I am hopping, not running. Or jumping.
Alright. Everyone make a dexterity saving throw besides... Wait, where's your numbers? What is it? Anyone below 15.
Yeah, I had a 9 acrobatics.
Anyone below 14. That's the number.
Make
I had a
dex
9
save.
acrobatics.
Make a dex save.
Okay.
Oh no.
15. What was it? 17 that we gotta pass?
Guys, I might die right here. Guys.
Hey, me, throw some darkness behind. Maybe we'll disorient you.
I'm actually gonna try as soon as we can stop making
So,
checks.
anyone under 15,
Under 15 or 15 and under?
under 15,
Oh, thank God.
takes another 14 points of fire damage
Okay, goodbye world.
as another molten core.
Healing Akiko from chat.
No, I did it.
You did it. Another molten core comes crashing onto your party as you couldn't make it out of the way on time. As this is unfolding,
So I'll take half then, and then half of that.
yeah, half and half. So, 4, 3.
3. Okay.
Akiko,
Hi.
the impaling, scorching force falls upon you, and you just stumble unconsciously to the ground. How's everyone else looking?
Distracted, and I'll go over back to Akiko and do the healing word.
You got him? Okay, and I'm gonna cast, what he said earlier that I can't remember the name of.
Darkness.
Darkness.
Cast darkness on his face.
Darkness.
Alright, so what's the range?
15.
60.
Up to 60 feet.
And I have a thick radius.
Got that
Alright,
big
cool,
ring.
cool. So,
So I'm just gonna go like this, and there's just gonna be like a blanket of dark, black magical darkness erupt behind us, spreading out from basically us to it, or at least if it's too far back, enough
All right.
that it like gets it really good in it.
Brian, how big is Gargantuan?
Huge.
20,
Our
Enormous.
parks are huge.
So it engulfs...
20 by 20.
It's basically the range of darkness.
Okay,
so-
so I'm just gonna cast it on it. Then.
So darkness engulfs, and you kind of see its claws outside of the darkness. As it's currently digging for more fire out of the air to create another molten lava ball in front of it.
I don't think that'll be enough. We need. Is he up? We need to go.
Akiko,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got up. You suck in, and ash just flies into your throat as you have to cough it back up. You're all ready to get back up and run. I need you all to make another check. As your next check, you do see Trevor now running in the opposite direction towards the Scourge Grove.
Wards?
Yeah.
Trevor!
And as he runs, forward, he just says, "Keep going!" And he runs towards it.
Oh, Lord.
No!
Guys,
Everyone roll with
Trevor!
advantage. Everyone roll with advantage.
Oh! Oh no!
We gotta stop moving backwards and help people, because that's why we keep having to make all these.
If you guys would just keep running, I'll take up the rear. I got a natural 20.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm helping. I'm using whatever I can to help people move.
Yeah. So what's everyone's rolls?
I'll fail.
22.
19.
12.
All right.
How
As
much
you all
was
make your
advantage,
way
you guys?
through,
Everybody passed it but me.
you look over your
Okay,
shoulder.
I'm helping you up. Then.
You look over your shoulder as you're running and helping everyone up, and the creature hasn't left the darkness yet. As it steps out of the darkness, it stops. As you see him reach his arm into the air and drops the fireball at its feet.
At Trevor?
And as you guys continue to run forward,
Not Trevor.
Trevor, we barely knew you.
Y'all wanted him to leave. Stay
Dumb
away.
fucker.
Because it can roll well, y'all. That's my bad.
This is not what we wanted. As we were
Timmy's
running
just
away,
gonna start screaming.
as she's running away, right?
Yes.
As we're running away, I'm going to.
Save the rest of you.
So we're gonna come back and kill this thing when they're like level 20, right?
Y'all, we need to talk about how when somebody says go forward, we go forward and not go back.
Or when one of us says go, get on the horse, and
Get
then
on
you're
the
like, no,
fucking
I will
horse."
get off, and you get on the horse. We go with
'Cause
the
I'm the
first person that
quickest.
says everyone get on the horse.
Oh yeah, because I'm a little bit of a martyr.
You
and
like
you see-
stopped to argue with me about how you can run faster.
Wait, y'all. Are we out?
you
No.
you continue to run.
Oh, do we make
Okay.
it? It stays back.
You're running. You're running. You're continuing to run.
Okay.
And you run until you can't see the creature eclipse the forest canopy top anymore.
Bro, we're like arguing about arguing.
Like,
We're not
I
even
want to
sure
sacrifice
we're
myself. You go forward. No, I'll sacrifice myself. No, I'll stay back.
I'm
Don't you
literally
sacrifice
just trying to make
yourself.
sure that
I'm
everyone
trying to
gets out and
sacrifice.
no one gets left behind. And you're like, no, you get on. I can run the fastest. And it's like, no one has time for your ego right now, Ash. Just run.
What's funny is Ash actually runs the slowest.
No, I had my boots on.
Oh, you do have the boots on.
I
so-
legit was the quickest.
Oh.
Jesus.
So you find yourselves after running for what feels like hours, possibly halfway back to the Outer Heart, as you all regroup in the forest and just reconcile what just happened.
More horses, and we gotta train them to go into the fire. I don't know how we'll do that.
You just put
Timmy's
him in
just
a pen.
sobbing, like
and you put, like,
racking sobs,
fire
like
to the pen,
mess
right?
right now.
Yeah, I think we all are.
Right? Let me see.
Or a horse.
This was an intense situation for Akiko. He's not really sure how he's alive. And he's rethinking everything about his life. Or not rethinking, he is thinking about his whole life.
Well, y'all, at least we know what started the fires, or what's the reason for it. Sounds like
I do not
Trevor
know
had.
if that was the reason.
We stop something like that.
I think.
A lot of water?
That is here. Because the gods are playing games and our wood is paying the price.
A lot of water.
I mean, maybe we can go to the sea. See if there's like a giant water elemental. We'll go fight them.
Hmm?
Is that your master plan?
Yes.
Himmy's just gonna like sit down in the on the forest floor wherever she is and just like kind of place her hands on the earth and try and breathe.
I did steal a bowl of control water elemental in my other D&D game just yesterday. But then I sold it.
Need about 30 more of those.
Yeah, right?
Hemi,
Yes, Ash.
I really think I'm gonna need more of those potions that you had. Spend it.
Yes, I think Susan is the only reason I am still alive right now. I think we should all pay her a visit and get more of those fire potions.
As we're walking, I'd like to go look around for the reagents for the fire resistant potions. Since
Sure. You're gonna have to make these probably investigation checks.
Ash, before you go walking off, you don't look full strength right now, so let me help you a little bit. I'm going to.
What do you mean? I feel so invigorated after running for my life.
Yeah, well, I want to make sure that we don't die, so.
Do we have enough for a short rest, or should I do a different? Oh, that's first. I've got a spell.
You guys can get together with a short rest.
Akiko, you can take 6 healing.
Oh, we're taking a short rest.
Oh, okay, we are? Okay.
Ceiling. Yeah, well, yeah.
Alright, so roll me like a... investigation check. Yeah, sure. With that check, you find enough ingredients to make
20 potions, right? Must have a little cooler of like fire resistance.
Actually, you find the reagents for potions of healing. Because with your knowledge of the arcane, the reagents for potion resistance is shifting slime residue, which are more commonly found in the Mockden Caverns.
I don't think we have time to go over there. We gotta tell what we found, tell the attenders of Trevor's sacrifice.
What are the mechanics of a short rest?
Are there any of those bluebells laying around?
Yeah. You can find some
Maybe you would like
if you
to
look a little bit.
make a bouquet and place it just on the floor of the forest.
Does anyone care for wine?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Wine.
Wine.
God,
Thank you.
that poor horse. What a nightmare.
Yeah,
Oh,
fuck
God.
that Trevor guy. The horse.
Well, at least Trevor chose to do that, which is horrible, but that horse, it was alive for like 30 seconds.
It didn't have that much life to lose.
What? Poor horse. What a nightmare.
No.
I don't know. We really could have used a horse in order to get back. What were you holding the sills for? You could have riding them all throughout the game. All throughout the forest.
I mean, I was saving it for a time when we needed it, but apparently, it didn't work out quite the way we wanted it to. God, that was not great.
I mean, at least we're alive. 1 life, 2 lives for 4, 5. Sorry, I forgot about Akiko.
People always forget about me down here.
Do we know where the nearest town is?
If you want to take a detour, you can make your way to Winnowing Reach.
Do we go to Winnowing Reach, or do we report back to the Elder Heart?
If it's close, we might as well go get in the caverns. We're gonna need these potions. We wanna keep on fighting.
I don't know what to do from here. We go back to the Elder Heart and tell them that we failed, and then everyone fails. I don't think they're going to suddenly have any more resources for us.
Well, technically, we didn't fail. We did kill the thing that we meant to, but
the forest still burns.
Quite.
Is there a temple anywhere?
There are religious sects in the
Do any of you
in the Elder Heart.
Do any of you worship the Emerantine? The Emerantine.
I mean,
no.
I dance to the rhythm of the forest. I do not know anything of these gods, but I had that vision. And all I know of gods is that they play with the fates of mortals. Do you think we should seek out more knowledge?
I mean, we had a vision. I mean, anyone in the release, they're pretty good at it. They always worry about balance and making sure everybody's doing well and being kind. Not really much of but I don't think I'm not sure if they're like quite acknowledged over in the greater sects.
I'm wondering if maybe there is someone we can find to talk to about my vision that can give us some information on maybe how we would defeat something conjured by one of the gods. Possibly this Ardea.
Do we believe that this was conjured by the gods?
I believe that the gods are playing with their power, but it is possible I am wrong. Again, we need to talk to someone that knows something.
Susan spoke of a shadowy figure. We know about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The shadowy figure. Okay. Susan spoke of a shadowy figure that was perhaps controlling this thing that we just ran from. Maybe we ought to devote more time to hunting that person down. If they are the cause of all this, perhaps if we take care of that, then I don't know.
We could try investigating around where the fires first appeared, if you want to go that route.
Well,
out of character, I've got my money on this underwalled person as like the big bad that's running this all under the oddwalled. But in character, I don't think Hemi believes that.
Yeah, I'd say for Kiko, he would be a follower of Gaspard, but he wouldn't really know too much about the other ones.
Hmm.
Gaspard just being a neutral good Gerbine who has long since passed, basically.
Hmm.
Do we know where the fires first started? Is that knowledge we have?
Yes, the Scorched Grove. It was.
Well,
There
that's
was.
just where we were. But is there any towns that were first hit?
So let's go back
Ashbury?
to the map. So many years ago, the area that was the Scorched Grove was just area, and then there was a cataclysmic event
Truly, this
that
is
caused
the dankest dungeon.
an unnatural eruption of elemental force and almost destroyed the continent of Humblewood, or the small area of Humblewood. But then as far as everyone knows, the tale goes that the fires were quelled and remained dormant. And then Ashborough became a town because they created agricultural means, and it was like cheap living basically in a destroyed area. And now the fires have reawakened.
Well, I think we should really do this maybe next session.
Yeah, so a little bit of
I was
insight.
just trying to figure out where we should even head.
Yeah. So a little bit of insight. We're gonna end the session here after a few more talks. Yeah, we can, I guess, talk a little bit about that as well. Anything else you guys want to cover before we sign off?
I guess the only it would make sense for us for the moment, if we're leaving the Scorched Grove and we just are our current state is we just need to regroup and figure out what we're doing. I'd say we just head for the closest town, which would be
Winnowing Reach.
Winnowing Reach and the Alderheart are both the same distance from each other at this point.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, then I'd say we just go to the Alderheart, right?
I think we should maybe get in contact with what's his name? Damn it. Riffin, that young knight that we found. He may know a bit more about the Scorched Grove, and he said he was. I don't know why we didn't contact him before we left. He said he was going to make a journey out for his own purposes. Perhaps we could accompany him, and if he's heading the same way we are, maybe we could serve each other mutually. I would like to have some, although with Trevor just perishing. I don't know. Do we want to bring on more companions?
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm thinking we just need downtime.
I don't know if we want to endanger anyone else in this perilous quest that we have taken on.
I wanna go see my family.
All right, so just I could go to go to the Alderheart. What about you, Remy?
I think it would probably be best if we returned to the Alderheart and brought news of the new calamity that we have just discovered.
I would like to go to the Winnowing Reach. What about you, Hemi?
I'll go with wherever everyone wants to go. My thought was to go to Winnowing Reach and I'd love to investigate the ruins of Ashborough or try and find something, but if the Alderheart like maybe has a large church or some place where I can talk to people about what they might think is going on, some scholar information, because Himmy's very street smart, but not like she doesn't know. He needs to talk to someone.
All right,
Might
we'll go
have
to the Elder Heart.
information.
Would the components for the potion of fire resistance be available to buy?
Yes. That is for sale in trade.
Okay.
You can probably talk to Susan and see what her stock looks like. She didn't come here unprepared.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I'm kind of thinking we're still kind of grieving and processing what just happened, and then after we get through that and go to church and feel all nice and happy, then we can figure out where to go from there. As far as exploring Wintering Reach for the ruins or for whatever else we want to do. But yeah.
Yeah, we can head to Alderheart.
All right.
All right. And that note.
Back to Alderheart.
At that note, our adventurers, after a short rest, make their journey back to the Elder Heart. And this is where we're going to close out for the day.